What they say it is. Not motherfucking guilty. Shout out to ASAP Rocky. That boy free. He got the not guilty. Appreciate y'all being here. Let me see. Let me see. We just getting this set up. Let me see. Let me see. Do I got any horns? Let me blow some horns for you real quick. Let me blow some horns for it. He made it through that, family. We all knew it. We all seen it. It's hard to tell. I didn't know the jury was no black members. That's a new discovery for me. Shout out to Just Lee, Full of Life 9, No One, Jazzy T. What up, family? I appreciate y'all joining. Appreciate y'all being here. Yo, we gotta recap that real quick. That was crazy. It was perfect timing too. That was crazy, family. Yo, yo, yo.
And it is true that the jury has reached verdicts?
Yes, Your
On
Honor.
both counts?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have the verdict forms with you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, could you give those to Deputy Bennett? All right, what we're going to do, folks, is Deputy Bennett is going to give the verdict forms to juror number one. Juror number one, I want you to look at the verdict forms, and I'm going to want to know whether these verdict forms reflect your true and correct verdicts. Juror two, I'd like you to look over her shoulder so you can review the verdict forms. And I want to know from you whether these are your true and correct verdicts. Once I've heard from both of you, give the verdict forms to juror number three. Juror three, look at the verdict forms. Juror four, look over her shoulder. So ultimately, I'm going to want to hear from all 12 of you whether these verdict forms reflect your individual true and correct verdicts. Everybody understand? All right. Deputy Bennett, put these two. Juror number one, are those your true and correct verdicts? Juror number two?
Yes.
Juror three and four? Juror five and six? Juror five, are those your true and correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror six?
Yes.
All right, let's get the verdict forms to juror seven. Juror eight, look over your shoulder. Juror number seven, those are your true and correct verdicts? Juror seven?
Yes.
Juror eight?
Yes.
Nine and 10? Juror nine?
Yes.
Juror 10?
Yes.
11 and 12. Juror 11?
Yes.
Juror 12?
Yes.
All right, all jurors have stated that the verdict forms reflect their individual true and correct verdicts. Alex, read the verdict.
Yes, Your Honor. The Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers, case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury of the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
hold on. I don't want to cut y'all short. Let me fix that view so y'all can see him climb up in that crowd. His shoes. Hold on, let me fix that. Let me fix that for you. Actually, let's blow it up like this. They said, don't show the crowd.
Now get the audience. Or is it you can not get the audience?
Hold it down, hold it down. Verdict has to be read on count six.
Repeat again. We, the jury, the above entitled action, find the defendant, Rakeem Mayers, not guilty of the assault of a semi-automatic firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, subsection B. They found in constructed count one of the information this 18th day of February 2025, jury seat number 9.
All right.
Title for the cause. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Rakeem Mayers, not guilty of the crime of assault with a firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, subsection B. A felony of charging count 2 of the information this 18th day of February 2025. Juror seat number 9, 4-person.
During this trial, I watched you periodically. You did what we asked of you at the very beginning, which is to give both sides a fair trial, pay attention, use your common sense, apply the law, and base your verdict on the evidence. I know you took extensive notes, and you took this as seriously as any jury could. We cannot have jury trials without folks like you. So you certainly have my gratitude. I want to extend to you my best wishes. Again, thank you. The admonition to not discuss the case no longer applies. You can talk about the case with anybody you want to, or nobody if you don't want to. Alex has your certificates of completion. You can take your juror badges with you. Thank you again. You are excused.
Everybody remain seated in the public. We're going to let the jurors walk out first.
Thank y'all for saving my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all for saving my life. Thank y'all for saving my life. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, y'all.
Jury said not motherfucking guilty.
All right, the jury is left. The bond is exonerated. Mr. Mayers, excused.
Let that boy free.
Back row.
It's done. Yeah. No, just got off the bed. Off right.
Said
Set it off.
Everybody in the back row.
They said, what you talking about? Set that boy free. Shout out to Rocky. He said, fuck that. I'm gonna take it to trial. Take that shit to motherfucking trial. Yeah, yeah. Hey, that boy really big mad right now.
The evidence is going to show.
The evidence will show Big really big mad right now. Big really mad. You're going too far, man. Hey, shout out to everybody up in here. Hold on, let me switch my view. Shout out to, oh dang, Rocky all in my face. Get up out my face. Look at my face. Shout out to y'all for being here. Yo, it's crazy. Not guilty, not guilty. All in the chat. Drop the not guilties. Appreciate the love. What up, Jazzy T? I see you. Just Lee. Full of life. Tall Glass. What up, what up? Let me see. My voice is low, huh? It's looking kind of low. Maybe I need to move my mic closer. Jazzy T, Just Lee, Tall Glass. Time, what up, family? I see you. Appreciate you. Allie in the building. What up, though? I see you, Allie, Jazzy. Okay, Tall Glass. Appreciate y'all. We just getting started. We could come back and play that a little later, but I got something ready for y'all. We could tap right on into it. Appreciate y'all being here, family. We gonna cover the whole trial, pretty much. Everything that went on, all the main parts at least. Appreciate y'all being here. Shout out to Rocky. Y'all keep the not guilties flowing. Show them some love. And we gonna get into it, family. Much love, much love. Oh. All right, let's get to it.
Meaning the defendant was about 15 feet away, and that's when you saw 12B.
Yeah, his back was turned though. He was like kind of walking already.
12B?
No, Rocky. Rocky was kind of walking away already. It was still next to me, like, because you know we just broke up the situation, and 12B was putting a knife away.
How close to you was 12B?
I wasn't, probably like about, if I was to skip, probably like 3 skips away, because after I said, what the fuck you got a knife for, 12B kind of kind of walked a little faster to Rocky.
I've had a lot of people estimate using different things. I've never had anyone estimate with skips. How far do you think a skip is? Or
Especially, it goes back to Mr. 6-month man. I'm not gonna let you feel like you come around and do what the fuck you want. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to pull a gun out on me. It's not happening. I mean, you already did, but I'm gonna let you know in front of your 2 little minions you brought with you that, because I'm pretty sure they would have ran back to this crib and told everybody else, oh, I just pulled another gun on Relly or did this. Like, no, if they're gonna go back to his house, they're gonna say Relly stood up for himself. You know what I mean?
Crime Tonic, limitless in the house. What's good, Crime Tonic? I see you, family. Much love, much love.
He's breaking up. He's trying to dis-escalate the situation.
physically get between the two?
Yeah, physically. Yeah.
So how we got introduced is one of my men's, Rel. It's a Rel. He went to school with Rocky, and I met Rel through this Asian nigga, and then we just all clicked up.
Sit, Brody. Sit. Stop playing with him like that, Brody.
Y'all know who that was on the couch? That was ASAP Bari. We ain't seen him in the trial except for on the picture, but that was Bari.
Sit there. Sit. No matter how much I tell you to relax, people can't relax because when they come up, he goes mania. He's like a lunatic. Like,
Funkadelic, psychedelic.
As Rocky getting there, Yams is getting there.
Okay.
Right?
We get into it
they
now.
Never met before.
Yeah, right there. That's ASAP Bari, one of the originators or one of the founders of ASAP. And he just told him, he explained how they introduced ASAP. He introduced ASAP Rocky to ASAP Yams.
We get into it now.
They never met a day in their life. But I'm telling Yams about Rocky, like, yo, it's my mans.
On the casings that are somewhat casings. I'm
telling Yams about Rocky, like, yo, it's my mans,
Yes, how'd you know that?
That's right. That pretty motherfucker.
So I'm saying it's not the case. They ended up doing further examination of the casings. That in fact, the 2 casings are consistent with having been fired, the 9mm casings, from certain 9mm. There are some markings on the casings that are somewhat unique, and they can basically track them down to a much smaller subset of firearms that could have caused the marks on the casings, included in that is Glock 43. So,
Did the report say that the casings could only have been fired from the Glock 43, or could a Glock 43 be among the type of firearms that the suspended casings could come from?
Let me read the exact conclusion. Items 1A and 1B.
Those are the casings.
Those are the casings. Each exhibits characteristics typical of aftermarket slides or a series of subcompact pistol frames, including but not limited to polymer model PF9S.
So this was day one. They was already starting off on some bullshit, trying to get it in.
Glock store model SS.
But slow down, Mr. Court Reporter needs to take your time.
Polymer 80 model PF9SS. Glock store model SS8. And Glock model 43 and 43X. We have been given information that, in fact, oftentimes and frequently when you're looking at casings, you're not able to get a whole lot of information. But it turns out that the markings on these casings are a bit more unique, and they are not only consistent, but the examiner will testify that the markings he has seen very rarely, and that where he has seen them, where they've been recorded, are with a Glock 43 pistol.
What's the name of the examiner who did this ballistic comparison?
The examiner's first name is going to be F-I-D-A-L, last name B-I-R-A-I-M-A-H. I-M-A-H. So the way this came about was, we were looking at a different issue. The detectives yesterday afternoon sent an email to my co-counsel basically saying, hey, take a look at that report. This report we're talking about.
Who's the detective?
And they attached it.
Detective Flores. Flores? Flores. Remember your own side?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So when this was received, my co-counsel looks and says, I've never seen this report before. So he goes back in discovery, looks at emails. We don't have the report. So we instantly contact the defense, send it out the report. I want to be clear. The report is inculpatory, not exculpatory. We have no motivation to have not turned over the report. RHD has no motivation either. What's very clear is that they believe they had turned it over, and they did.
What time did Detective Flores bring this to either your attention or Mr. Flores?
Yesterday after, you want the exact time?
Approximately.
It was yesterday afternoon. We were in court. We went back to the office after court yesterday, and that's where we went back and looked to see, do we have this discovery?
So something after 4:30?
Talk about they be just finding stuff. Why they always got some late discovery? No wonder why y'all be losing or about to be losing cases now. Now that people know what to look for, as long as you got a good attorney.
Yeah, the email is timestamped 3/18.
Joni Ford, what up though?
So it was essentially received but not gone through yet until I could get back over to my desk.
You conveyed this to the defense by?
We sent it to them at 5:21.
So about 40 minutes later, 30 minutes?
Yes. Because the first thing we had to do was, we had to go back and see, or have we already turned this over? So we not only emailed them, we called them. We explained the situation. The response at the time that we gave it to them initially was, well, this is the same thing that you have accused us with respect to the witness and the corresponding that they violated the discovery order. We responded, no, this is completely different. You had interviews starting last August.
I don't want to get into who said what. I just want to know the sequence of events.
So at this point in time, we had a discussion. We sent an email at that point to counsel, and we included the court. There was an email sent late last night at some point by Mr. Tacopina. I did not see it until somewhere around 1, 2 in the morning. In that email, Mr. Tacopina cited the Hughes case. The real facts in the Hughes case. I went to Bill and I got the case.
I don't want to know about it. This would be appropriate if you want to argue your position. I just wanted to know the sequence of events.
Right, I'm not going to go any further.
Nah, I missed that. I'm going to have to tap back in. I missed that part. He didn't shake his hand.
Other than to tell the court, I read the case. I then sent an email at roughly 3 or 4 in the morning. I sent it to counsel and I sent it to the court.
All right. The last, just one last factor on it, which is I knew from past experience with firearm analysis that there would be a lab file or bench notes associated with the analysis, so I tried to immediately contact the lab to expedite and see if they could send that to me immediately, but they were not open at the time that I called. So we had to call this morning at around 6, and they scanned it and sent it over, and I sent that to the defense as soon as I got it.
How many pages is this?
The report is one.
The report itself is one page. How many pages are there total of all the police reports, all of the discovery? How many pages?
Regarding this one.
I should have for sure had that sound bite put ready. Take that shit to motherfucking trial, yeah.
Regarding the total number of no, the total number of pages involving this case and this investigation.
I would estimate 100 or over 100 pages. I mean, to be totally candid with the court, I haven't counted them, but that's just ballparking the various reports and things that we received.
All right, I understand now the sequence of events. Right? Who wants to speak to the defense?
I think, I'll start. Maybe just people, I think something out, we tackle this together. We spent literally the night before about 5 hours.
Okay. Speak slowly. We're going to get everything down, and I want everybody to know exactly what you have to say. Go ahead.
So, and I'll just stick with sort of the chronological order here. I'm not going to argue case law or anything like that, but aside from the fact that we lost 4 to 5 hours the night before opening dealing with this, we this morning, after we get an expert report last night that was in the possession of the lead case detective in this case, not some random police officer. Detective Flores is the case detective in this case. I have to believe he understood the importance of that report. He testified at preliminary hearing. After we get that report that says, in conclusion, that the subcompact pistol frames, including but not limited to, which means absolutely nothing. So it could be a universe that we don't even understand of other pistols, and then goes on to list 3 of them here. This morning, we got another 28 pages of backup data on this. Backup lab, I guess, report that normally comes with a conclusion report. We got this morning. And I find it hard to believe that the lead detective in this case didn't bring it to anyone's attention from the district attorney's office until after a jury was impaneled the night before opening statements. I mean, something that they now say is such a crucial piece of evidence. We have an issue now with the jury, obviously it's a jury panel, which may affect, quite frankly, whether we were kept or not kept. A few jurors wanted to be guilty. And we assured him yesterday he'd have a fair trial. You're gonna have a fair trial. We've made issues regarding the veneer, if you know that, we're not going to rehash that. We're here, we're ready to go today. I don't even know how we're supposed to do this. This should be suppressed.
Had a lunch break.
Because it changes the complexity of the case. At the very least, we have to quash this panel and start again. Or strike jurors. Reselect. I mean, I think even the district attorney said, okay, we'll continue this is appropriate. We've beaten the jury. We're ready to go. This is something that, to render fair.
Hold on, family. Let me put a pause in that real quick. We got an exclusive going on. What up, Brigitta L? I see you. What up, Lady L? I see you too. Shout out to the L's. I see y'all. Appreciate y'all. You know where I'm from, L mean God. So shout out to y'all for that. But hold on. Let me switch this thing over for y'all real quick. We got something.
Safely get to the microphone. On the side. They're going to the mic. Open it up.
They're going to the mic.
Good.
They're going to the mic.
Push it.
Blessed to be here right now. But I'm thankful. Nonetheless, I'm thankful and be blessed to be here right now, to be a free man talking to y'all. Thank you. All praise to God.
We'll get you passing out.
You guys need to have a little baby.
Don't be done.
Guys, I'm gonna. Guys.
Look, guys. Hey, guys, we can't do this. Everyone's gonna yell. We'll just have to leave. But listen, guys, listen.
Yo, Rocky, you free. Party at
Guys,
Wally's,
chill,
Brody.
Relax.
Put your arms down. Water on me. Arms down.
Guys, bottom line is we're grateful for the jury. They saw through this mirage of a case. We said from day one he was innocent. He turned down a plea for almost no jail time because he was innocent. And I've always said this was an extortion. The extortion played out live in color in court. You know, we've always said what it says is that the district attorney should look long and hard at prosecuting Tyrell Efron. We've said that from day one. We've said that from day one. They should do it now. They have him admitting to perjury. They have him committing extortion. The jury saw through it and came to an enormously quick and speedy verdict, the right verdict, and we thank this jury. And again, for me, my partner Chad, we're honored to have represented this amazing family. Rocky is one of my closest friends, but he's also just a great person. Rihanna, they are seriously the greatest people, and I said I love them, and I really do love them, and I got emotional in my summation because I care about them. This is one of the happiest days of my life, and I'm happy for them because they've earned this and deserve it.
Get this guy an all gas.
Thank you, brother. Okay, guys.
Get this guy an all gas.
Oh my God! Wait!
That's not it yet. They about to adjust cameras and they gonna keep going. They gonna talk some more.
Back up! Back up!
Congratulations, Mama! Congratulations! Back up! Mama, you're putting on your shirt. You're butting on your shirt. You're putting on your shirt.
Watch out! Right here! How you guys gonna celebrate? I need your music! How does it feel to have your king back home? Hey, Joe, how does it feel to be
CIA, communication, intent, and action. Joe did that.
Let him do his job. Let him.
But I told you, he did a fabulous job. Not guilty, baby.
Quite the case that we just launched.
Channel 4, gotta move. Gotta move.
Rihanna fucked my suit up.
That's all right.
Rihanna did this. Look at my suit.
He said Rihanna fucked my suit up.
It's a little different than it was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. You're hooked in. You're hooked in.
Oh, that was nuts. Ready? I didn't realize how athletic he was. He in a single leap went over the jury box, but I mean the spectator row. Look, that was raw emotion. That was happiness. You know, there was a moment where before we heard the words from the clerk, you know, he didn't know if he was going to be spending the next 2 decades in jail or going home. And so when you hear those words, obviously, you know, I know how he was feeling. We've been in communication the last few hours. And there's a lot on the line. He has 2 little children. He's got a beautiful wife and he's got a family. And so that was raw emotion. You guys got to see that. And, you know, it was, even for us, I mean, it was insane. So it was just very, very satisfying.
When you and I spoke earlier, you said there was a lot on the line, you know, when coming to this verdict. Now that everything's over with, what's next for ASAP? What's next for the whole family now that they can get past this?
Well, they promised their 3rd kid would be named ASAP Joe. So that's as far as I know. I'm kidding. You know, what's next is they're going to move on. I mean, they have a lot of great things professionally to do. You know, Rocky's really at the height of his career. He's worked with Gucci, he's worked with Puma, he's got a lot of things going. Obviously, Rihanna is on top of the world, and they have 2 beautiful, beautiful children, and they have a family. And you saw them come together. And, you know, I took offense to the prosecutor, Lewin, saying that they manufactured some sort of appearance of a family in his summation. But I think the jury obviously took offense to that too. They were family, and they were a family, and that's why she was here to support him, and that's why his kids came. He doesn't know when he's going to see them again, and if this didn't go well for him, not that I thought it wasn't going to, you know, so it was just beautiful to see. You know, this is what we do. We work hard, and these trials are hard, and they tax us, and you don't sleep. But at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. That's why I went to law school. That's why he went to law school. So you see this, and it makes it all worthwhile.
And you saw his reaction. Talk to me about his demeanor.
Daniel Berry, what up, family?
Dude, he was way calmer than I was. I mean, he was calming me down. So, like, I was more anxious and nervous. I mean, but that's always the way it is for me. You know, when something so important is about to happen. So he was really calm, cool, and collected. At the end, obviously, when that jury started piling in, and you know, you can't read anyone's faces. You know, there was a tension that he said, "I can't breathe," and I said, "Neither can I." So that makes two of us. You know, Chad and I've been together 22 years. I know how he feels. So it's just a moment of incredible angst. But when you have something like this happen, it makes it all worthwhile. It's great.
What do you think the key evidence was
The key evidence. The fact that there was no evidence. I think that was the key evidence. I think relying on Terrell Efron for any matter of importance in your life, a decision on a matter of importance in your life would not be possible for anyone with a brain. And the jury clearly understood that argument. And then when I pointed out to the jury that I got Detective Flores, their lead detective, to say without Efron's testimony, there's no evidence of a shooting, one way or another. That could be or that cannot be. That really was it. You know, I left 10 questions for John Lewin to answer. He didn't even look at one. And those were 10 important questions, including number 9, which was, without Efron's testimony, as the prosecutor asked, Detective Flores acknowledged that there's not enough evidence in this case to say that definitively there was a shooting. So I was surprised he didn't touch those questions, but I knew he couldn't answer them, and that's why I put them up there. So anyway, I think that's why the jury came. And look, it was a quick verdict, right? I mean, they started almost 10 o'clock. They had a lunch break. They watched the video, and they had a verdict. So, you know, for basically 4-week trial, when I heard it was a verdict, I felt pretty good. Not so overly confident because you just never know, but I felt pretty good.
You talked about
I'm not leaving. I'll answer everyone's questions, so don't worry. Yeah.
You talked about your client's raw emotion. We saw it. He dove.
Yeah, that was crazy.
To hug his family. He was not the only one that had a thunderous reaction. Talk about the reaction that we've seen from the public, supporters of his.
Yeah. Look, I've been here for over a month, and just me walking around, I'm not him, right? People were just wishing me luck for him. I mean, he's loved, very well loved in the city, and I think, you know, he's got a lot of fans. And that doesn't happen because he's a singer. It happens because who he is as a person. A lot of what this jury didn't hear was who.
It's about to be bad for Relly. He better move up out of state and take his jelly with him.
ASAP really is, who ASAP Rocky is as a person. He does incredible charity work. He gives back to the community. He's become a dear friend of mine, more than a client. And that's why cases like this are really difficult for me, because there's so much on the line. I mean, I care about every client I represent to the point where they become family. This was at a different level, and so I was just not prepared for. I would not accept any other verdict than this one.
Why was this one so different? You said you care about every client, but they were like family. What was so special about
He and I
this
bonded. He and I bonded over the last 3 years in a way that, you know, and he's just a different person. I attribute that to him, the way he conducts himself, the way he's so appreciative with us, the way he is with his. I mean, I spent time with him and Rihanna at their house, and they're just, you know, as humble and as can be for people with that level of success. They are really sweet, good people, and I would have been really, really hurting if this didn't go the right way. But, you know, thank God that jury. We had a great jury.
Speaking of family, do you think the jury seeing ASAP with Rihanna as a family man and their children helps his defense?
No, I don't think that helped his defense at all. Look, everyone knows he had Rihanna. Everyone knows he has 2 kids. Sorry. I mean, I don't think the jury's like, all right, we think he's guilty, but look at the kids. I mean, so that's, you know, I'm glad the prosecutor focused on that in their summation. We didn't. The evidence in this case was deficient. I think that they need to be going after Terrell Efron. As I've always said, he was an extortionist. He was someone who we showed committed extortion. The tape that one of you all said was really good for the prosecution that we brought in turned out not to be so good for the prosecution. it was him repeating the same story that he'd repeated since day one. But what it had on there was, one, him committing perjury to this jury, and two, him acknowledging he wanted $30 million and he disappeared to an island. That's called extortion.
Did we see any lawsuit, towards Relly for the extortion possibly?
For what? To get his $697 he has in his bank account? Even though, if you look on Instagram, he's a billionaire. But, I'm not suing Relly. I have other things in life to do. He sued us. And after today, I don't think that's going so well. So, but anyway, look, I'm just happy the jury came to the right conclusion swiftly. Yes.
So speaking of evidence or lack of evidence, the fact that a gun was not presented in court to the jurors, did that make a difference in this verdict?
Who knows what made a difference? I mean, that jury, they're able to speak to you guys if they want to. I don't know if they're going to. Both ways, the gun wasn't presented, right?
He about to. That lawsuit. Relly could. ASAP Rocky could reverse that on him and sue him for what he tried to sue him for. I don't know how it is up in New York, but in some states you could do that. Watch the rise with the 6 months. What up, Aubrey? Y'all, peace, family. Appreciate you joining.
The gun that Rocky actually had, the prop, or the gun that the prosecution said he had, wasn't produced. So I think it's a wash, so to speak. I think the jurors had to go on the evidence that they had.
Shout out to Tall Glass for the 4-month membership. Appreciate you, family. Y'all show Tall Glass some love.
Right? They can't speculate. They had evidence in this case. Most of the incriminating evidence came from the words of someone who's, as I said, whose tongue is a stranger to the truth. Is an admitted perjurer, admitted liar. So I just don't think any jury could embrace that. And if you can't believe Tyrell Efron in this case, you can't convict. It was that simple.
You can't trust the messenger. You got to ignore the whole message. Period.
Well, if the messenger doesn't fit, you must have quit. Did that happen in this courtroom, something like that?
Joe, how did you keep from getting ease throughout this case?
How did I keep at ease? He fed off my confidence.
Them coming with the "you must have quit" jokes. What up, Laugh? I see you. Appreciate it.
Honestly, he fed off my confidence. We talked every night. Obviously, he was heavily involved in his defense. But he would follow my lead. And if I told him things were going well, he obviously didn't know this procedure, this process. But I told him things were going well, they went well. So, he was really good. He's a smart guy. His only misstep was that time he uttered out, in the courtroom about, his personal company, which just was so irrelevant. So it was so irrelevant to the case. Obviously he was being defamed. People were using derogatory statements towards him. Relly called him every name in the book, homophobic names, all these things. And Rocky didn't move a muscle. But when something personal to him was being asked about, which irrelevant to the case, what his company was called, what the acronym for. Well, it's an acronym for his company that had to do with his family. I'm going to leave it at that, right? And he was, so he didn't want that revealed nationally, publicly. It's like a private thing, the way someone doesn't want their phone number revealed. So he, after the witness.
Cha Diggy, what up? I see you, family. Appreciate you tapping in. Hey, is that lady behind him that one I be playing from the other news that was saying that that DK was guilty and all that? Tick, not DK. She was talking about Tick.
He said, "Don't say," which caused me to heel kick him in the ankle. So the second time you heard from Rocky was a yelp. So it was, "Don't say ow," but the ow was from me. "Don't say" was from him. But it was irrelevant to this case. But again, the prosecution focused on that. They focused on Rihanna and the kids. They focused on a lemon. They focused on a dog. They focused on a donut. We focused our summation on the facts. And, I guess the jury saw it our way. Yeah, I think that was a great bonding experience for them personally. I mean, I've known them for a while. Rihanna is an amazing woman, strong woman, and she obviously was there to support him. She'd always been in touch with me throughout the process to make sure things were going well, and privately wanted reassurance. But she was here. Wild Horse, Rocky did not want her here. I will tell you that. I think I said it to you in the beginning. He did not want her here. He wanted to shield her from this.
Wazam.
To keep her away. So, you go through something like this as a family, it brings you closer. It's a bonding experience, and they're just two special people. So I can't imagine this has been anything but a life-altering experience for them.
How does it feel to get a public win after Donald Trump fired you?
So, do you know your facts?
well, I'm asking you.
No, he didn't fire me. I resigned from the case.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, well.
Before he fired you.
He didn't fire me.
Not here for that.
I'm not here for that. I was invited to the inauguration also, but I don't know what you're talking about. But so I'm not going to answer questions about other cases in my career. But that's a good question. You must be a good journalist.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
About how Lewin handled the trial and whether that affected the jury at all?
Well, clearly.
Shoot, they about to celebrate like it's her birthday today. Her birthday today, basically. They about to celebrate like he just got out of prison. They might have another baby after tonight.
They weren't receptive to his message, right? Clearly they weren't receptive to his message and his tactics. I mean, you know, he treated two witnesses who came in here respecting the process, the court, were compliant witnesses, and he yelled at them for 2 hours. You know, I had a witness abusing me, cursing at me, flexing, cursing, throwing water bottles, and I didn't lose my cool. And I don't think that's good for a jury. I don't think a jury wants to see a lawyer out of control. So, you know, I look, based on the verdict, I can only say clearly that those tactics didn't work, right? The yelling, the screaming, the constant objecting. You know, a jury doesn't want to be kept away from the facts. And I think they want to know that the facts are, you know, being brought to them. And they won't want to be hidden from facts. So when you constantly object as a lawyer and the jury feels like you're trying to hide something from them, I think they don't like that. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Lewin's conduct had anything to do with it. I think the facts really governed the day and carried this verdict. So I really do, more so than any lawyer's conduct in the case. Okay, guys? Anyone else? You good? I don't want to not answer anyone's questions. You good, guys?
What do you do after a win like today?
ASAP really will be prosecuted. You think he should be prosecuted ASAP really?
Yeah, damn right I think he should be prosecuted. I mean, he perjured himself a dozen times in front of this jury. Perjury is a crime. There's now evidence that he committed extortion on the record. You know, let's see if the DA really wants to go after a criminal. I mean, they spent all this time, all this money pursuing Rocky, someone who was acquitted and vindicated. Hopefully they'll go pursue a real criminal, and they have the evidence to do it. It's on the record, so he should prosecute him. I hope he does. Okay, guys?
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all very much.
That's a fucking wrap. I'm over this fucking place.
Yep.
What y'all think, family? Y'all think Relly should be prosecuted? I think he should. He up there lying and perjuring on the stand. Got the case up here, got the state up here looking like some fools up here fighting for that mess. Looking retarded. I don't see why they wouldn't. But, you know, they maybe he ain't got no money. Well, he say he a millionaire too, so they could get a bag off him. He ain't got the fame, but he say he got the money. But yeah, that was just a little exclusive. I had to chop into the video real quick. We still covering the trial. Shout out to Rocky. Let me drop a horn. He free. Man down. Oh, hold on, wrong one. All right, anyway, we gonna get back into it, family. Appreciate y'all.
Effective representation here. As you all assured Mr. Mayor we would have, in the midst of the trial that's already underway, we would need to locate or retain our own expert to conduct a scientific analysis. Their report was 28 pages. It took them, according to them, it took them 1 week to do this. 1 week. And that's their own lab, with their own on-staff experts. And it took them a week. How long is it going to take us? We have to go find somebody first, hope he's available, the trial will be over. We also have to make arrangements for the physical examination of the casings, scientific testing. I mean, if you look at their report, I mean, they cite like some of the basis for their findings is the internet. They went on and cited all these websites and forums. I mean, there is so much work to be done here to even understand this conclusion. I mean,
So what do you think?
what am I seeking?
What are you asking for?
Your Honor, I'm asking, well, and our letters laid it out. I don't need to rehash it, but our letters laid out pretty clearly what we're asking for. There's no way to proceed in this case of this admitting. We have to either strike this whole panel. We need to continue this. We have to start again. What I'm asking for is you to conclude this. This is after the jurors panel. This is a major piece of evidence that will require us to do a lot of expert work. And to them, their own department. That's the only thing I'm requesting. I'm short of that part. I can't vote if this is coming in because I have to deal with the rest. I don't even understand it. And it's on the way for 28 pages of backup data. So that's what I'm requesting. I'm requesting this to be concluded. It's after the jury's panel here. You know, as Seal just pointed out, there's also a balancing argument under 352. You know, which I think is also something that's relevant here, including not limited to, but you know, we have this whole, I don't even know what to say here, I really don't. I want to make sure we get a fair trial. He's here, we're ready to go. We all sure to get a fair trial, and this is, I've never seen anything like this. I'm not going to talk about the other witnesses, the late grade disclosures, or the witness we got the name of the first time last night. I'm not whining about that. I know that's what they want to keep doing. We both have had issues with that. That's fine. I will not admit an issue over there.
Starting off the case with late discovery, as they always do. That's where we was on day one, late discovery.
We're ready to move on. No period, end of story. This is now a new one. You know, I don't want to get into, I told you so. Many people said to me this morning, I told you so. That this was going to happen. I'm trying to keep my composure on. I don't know if I've ever been this upset in a courtroom. In my whole career, both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney, I got to be honest with you. This is not great. It's not fair again.
Hold on. Mr. Siegel, do you want to? The only thing I want to say, I don't want you to repeat what Mr. Tackett said. If you want to add something new, then you're welcome to it.
I want to add something new. Go ahead, dovetail what he said with respect to 352 arguments. And that is the report says that the characteristics include are not limited to certain firearms. That means the universe of firearms in this case, based on the face of that report, is extensively broad. So given that, Your Honor, I think even just the probative value of this is substantially outweighed by the danger of undue prejudice, separate and apart from late disclosure. So it should be excluded.
Oh snaps, I see a cat raid. Shout out to the cat raiders. I see y'all creeping in. I'm gonna have to skip through these comments quick because I see y'all flowing and I ain't gonna be able to keep up. Much love, much love. Shout out to Cat Knot Williams. Appreciate you, family. Y'all show Cat Knot Williams some love. Drop her some KNWs in the chat.
Hi guys, how is everybody?
On 352, but that's secondary to the fact that it's just incredibly late in this case for all the reasons so I'm just adding an additional factor.
All right, what I'm hearing from you then.
My Tumblr was all hustle.
Hold up, I meant KSPNs. Drop her some KSPNs. Or you could drop the KNWs if you ain't got the points. You know, if you ain't got the system, you could drop her some KNWs. Appreciate you, family. Y'all show her some love. What the fuck? Oh, here we go. I gotta change this because I don't want them trying to strike me.
It was a marketing plan. I ain't
So
no
this was
blogging ass
Yams. This is ASAP Yams. This is the one of the ones who started ASAP Mob with Rocky and Relly and all them. They all started it together. So this is him.
Fuck, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I developed the plan. I'm like, let me start a fake blog that people don't know is ran by me and shit like that. And I'm gonna put Rocky on since none of these other bitch ass blogs gonna put me on.
Harlem's what I'm reppin'. G-Bot, you got all the hoes walking. All the 15s. Original Ricky Owens. Nah, this ASAP Barty, man. You know, explaining this jacket. Ounce full of brew. I be that pretty motherfucker. Harlem's what I'm reppin'. Tell them put the bitch in, we gon' make it in a second. Fucking those hoes. Come to the shows and they in the front row.
Hang loose, hang tight.
Hi, I live in the apartment on the corner of Argyle and Selma in Hollywood.
My bad. Sorry about the volume. Let me cut that down. This is the caller that called the night that everything happened. This is the call. At first, I thought it was AI. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was AI, but I don't think it was now. I don't know. It might have been.
It was a previous shooting.
So 10:18 p.m., LAPD receives this call that there's been a shooting at the intersection of Argyle and Selma. The call continues though.
Did you see anything or you just heard it? Yes. No, wait, we watched it. Okay, what did you see? There were 4 men, and they were kind of fighting as they were walking along Argyle, and then they turned left onto Selma. We heard yelling and they started running, and they turned left into the back lot apartments for El Centro Apartments.
Now, the 4 men that you see on that screen will be the 4 men that we'll talk about in a minute. They were the 4 that were at that location.
And then someone pulled out, the guy in the black sweatshirt pulled out a gun, and he shot, and I think the guy who shot was blue.
Now, the evidence in this case will be that the man in the black sweatshirt was the defendant, Rakeem Myers. That evidence will be uncontradicted.
But he didn't mention that what's his name had on a black shirt too. So how she know which one is which? She don't know which one is which, so she's not a reliable witness.
As you have heard throughout jury selection, Mr. Myers is an entertainer and he goes by the stage name ASAP Rocky. You will hear other nicknames that he is referred to in the evidence in this case, including Flacco and Luigi. At the time of this crime, Mr. Myers was 33 years old.
I'm like a therapist. I know. I get right through them. A bottle of Ace, some yada, I get to y'all, and I can get through them, and I can tell you sincerely are happy. I want to say congratulations. Thank you. To your child on the way. I want to say congratulations.
About to be a pop.
To your wife to be.
The victim in this case is a man by the name of Terrell Efron. And Mr. Efron, you will hear, was also a member of the ASAP collective, and he went by the nickname ASAP Relly. Mr. Efron was also 33 years old at the time of this crime. And what you will hear from Mr. Efron is that he was friends with Mr. Myers well before this case and well before even Mr. Myers was a famous individual. That essentially, I believe they met in high school and grew up together. He has known Mr. Myers 18 or 19 years at the time that this shooting happened. And you will also hear that he, too, at the time was working in the music industry, and he had his own company called Shut Eye Entertainment. It's called ASAP. It doesn't stand for what you probably thought it did when you walked into court. It's an acronym for Always Strive and Prosper. It was formed by high school age kids.
How is everybody?
Harlem, New York, around 2006. They call themselves a collective. You will hear are rappers, producers, music video directors, designers, people that have different artistic pursuits that essentially work together. And there are many members of ASAP. The ones that you will primarily hear in this case are obviously Mr. Myers, the victim, but also the 2 friends that were with Mr. Myers at the time this happened. And they go by ASAP Ills and ASAP 12E. And I will just pre-warn you that 12E gets spelled a bunch of different ways. It's not always consistent. And there will be one last member that you'll hear about briefly who goes by the stage name ASAP Bari. Sometimes people refer to him as Young Lord. Members of this group that you will hear about are these 4 men. The victim is on the far right, Mr. Efron. The defendant is the next person to his left. As I said, ASAP 12E, his given name is Jamel Phillips, and the last is Elijah Ulanger, who goes by ASAP Ills. And these were the 4 men who were present at the time of both.
Yo, y'all show some love for Chloe Albert's revenge. Appreciate you for the donation, family. Let me drop you a bomb. Drop her some slime brellas in the chat. Go crazy with the slime brellas and show her some love. She says, nervous, stressed out, waiting for a verdict that will never come. Try Relly Lewinsense. Antacid tablets. Dissolve fully and drink up. Also great for cleaning. Great for cleaning tile surfaces. Only $4.99. Get yours today. Shout out to Chloe. Y'all show her some love. Dropping the $10. Oh, she dropped the 10. Y'all show her some love. Drop her another bomb.
Both of these incidents. The victim, Mr. Efron. The second person who you see who is instantly confrontational with Mr. Efron, is the defendant, Mr. Mayers. You see on the video that Mr. Mayers is immediately aggressive towards Mr. Efron. He's pulling at Mr. Efron's sweatshirt and he's pushing Mr. Efron backward and pushes him off camera, out of camera view. The third person that you see, as I told you, is Elijah Elainer, who also goes by ASAP Ills, or he might just be referred to as Ills throughout this. If you look closely, you can actually see his stage name embroidered on the jacket that he's wearing there. And what he attempts to do is to de-escalate the situation, to get between the two men and to physically separate them. And you'll see that all three of them go off screen for a period of time. Mr. Efron will tell you that during the period of time that they are off screen is when the defendant first produces that semi-automatic pistol from his waistband. He pulls it out of his waistband and he's holding it to Mr. Efron. Mr. Efron will tell you that the defendant pointed the gun at his chest and was essentially trying to point the gun around Ills, who was between them.
All right, keep that in mind. He said pointed at his chest. Because later he going to say he pointed at his head, at his stomach. He going to say like 4 different things of where he pointed it at. And real quick, let me say what's up to everybody up in here. Let me see. You know, I usually do my shout-outs. I'll try to make it quick. I ain't going to hold y'all too long, but I got to show some love to everybody in the building that I can. PD Broker, what up, family? I see you. Appreciate you joining in. I see you grabbed a membership. Welcome to the Bronze family. Laugh Always, what up? For Always, Forever, I see you. Kim Possible, appreciate you joining. My, what up? Let me see, who else up in here? Be More Shalonda, appreciate you joining. Dietrich Blackwell, what up, what up? Queen Valerie, all right, it's spaced out a lot. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I just want to send a couple of y'all some shout outs. What up, Allegedly Maybe? I see you, appreciate you, family. Tonika, appreciate y'all. All right, let's keep it rolling. Who put this dog in my face? I didn't even see that.
That at the time that he was pointing the gun at Mr. Efron, he was also threatening Mr. Efron. I'm gonna kill you. Keep in mind, these men have known each other for a long time. And Mr. Efron will tell you, in his state of mind, he never believed that he was going to be shot. He never believed that the defendant would actually shoot him. He will tell you that had this been a stranger, someone he didn't know as well, he would have been petrified. Where this incident happened, and we will play a zoomed in version of this video. What you see is a very pixelated image, but what even that captures still are the colors the individuals are wearing, which is how you can distinguish who is who on the video. You'll see Mr. Efron on the far left. Ills is just next to him. 12, who's wearing the red jacket, is just next to Ills, and then the defendant who's wearing all the
Y'all remember this? These boys opened up with some blobs, some blob photos.
black is at the bottom of the screen. Again, I understand if you watch this video one time, you may not pick up these features, but as you watch it repeatedly, you'll be able to tell who is who. And you'll also be able to tell when you watch these videos in sequence, because they walk in front of other cameras that are far more clear, that you can easily identify who is who on this video. So this is the zoomed in version of that incident. This does not have any audio. Now, as we play the zoomed in version, you'll also see that Mr. Efron is struggling with Ills. And what Mr. Efron will tell you is that immediately as the defendant turned and pointed the gun at him, he jumped behind Ills, essentially to put Ills between him and the defendant.
The evidence showed that was a lie.
And you'll see on the video the defendant lunging one way and then the other way around Ills, trying to get at the victim who is holding Ills in front of him. Now, despite that Mr. Efron was not seriously injured by this shooting, he has these injuries to the middle knuckle of one of his hands. Mr. Efron will tell you that at the time the shooting was happening, he immediately felt a burning sensation to his hand, which led him to believe that these were graze wounds from one of the bullets that was shot at him. Perhaps they were. Perhaps they were not. Whether or not the victim in this case was actually shot or injured by this will not be something that you have to decide at the end of the case. You'll hear the officer talk to different people who were just out and about, try to figure out what was going on, that neither of the 911 callers would meet with them. You will also hear from Mr. Efron that approximately an hour, and he's not precise on the exact time, but approximately an hour after the shooting, he himself returned to the location. Now at this time, the police have already responded and left. Mr. Efron will tell you that he and his girlfriend went there specifically to look for evidence that this had happened, evidence of the shooting. And Mr. Efron will tell you, because he knew exactly where the shooting happened, that he was able to locate 2 fired cartridges. This is actually...
Evidence also proved that was a lie, because the girl wasn't in none of the pictures. And then he claimed it wasn't him.
A photograph that Mr. Efron himself took of one of the fired cartridge cases that he found. Mr. Efron, you'll hear, went to the police 2 days later, walked into the Hollywood police station to report this crime happening. He brought the 2 fired cartridge cases with him, and he gave them to the police. You will hear that the 2 cartridge cases that he brought in were 9mm Luger caliber cartridge cases. You tried killing me. That was the first message he sent to him. And you'll hear that Mr. Mayer's response was to deny that anything happened. The defendant, in abbreviation, says, "What the fuck is he talking about? Why are you telling people I shot at you?" Denying that any shooting has even happened. Mr. Efron confronts him again. "You set me up to try to take me from my daughter." And the defendant responds, "I tried to do what? I know you hate me, I hate you too. Stop making shit up." Again, evidence that after this shooting, Mr. Efron sought money from Mr. Mayers. In fact, right?
Thank you.
Hours after the shootings, this is the
Kim Possible.
Next day, November 7th, in the early morning hours, 3:40 a.m., you'll hear that Mr. Efron sent a message to one of his friends saying that he wants money. And identifying the reason why he wants that money is because Mr. Mayers shot at him. You will also hear that based upon these 2 incidents, the parking lot and the shooting on the corner, that Mr. Efron filed a civil lawsuit against Mr. Mayers. At the end of this case, you will not be asked to award Mr. Efron any money. So that consideration will not be a part of your what you're asked to determine.
Duh, because this ain't civil court. Did you tell them that part? That we don't do that here? We just trying to lock people up?
Moving forward in time, you'll hear from LAPD detectives that Mr. Mayer's home was searched on April 20th of 2022, and that during that search, LAPD detective recovered a magazine for a semi-automatic pistol that was 9mm caliber, and that it was loaded with 6 unfired 9mm Luger rounds of live ammunition. That was 9mm in Mr. Mayer's home. That was for that magazine. So you have a 9mm magazine, but no handgun to go with it. The last point I want to leave you with before I conclude is that we expect, in this case, that the defense will call Twelby, Mr. Phillips, to testify. At the time of the shooting, again, he's friends with all these participants. He's 32 years old. And it is expected that he will testify that the defendant was in fact the person on the video who fired the 2 gunshots that we hear. So it will essentially be uncontested that Mr. Mayers was the person who fired the gun at that street corner, and that he will tell you the gun that the defendant fired was a starter pistol.
So if you wasn't able to prove if it's a starter pistol or not, then you can't prove. Then it's reasonable doubt. What up, Ready Red? I see you. Appreciate you, family. This is ASAP Yams again talking. One of the co-founder, one of the founders, the main founders of ASAP Mob.
I'm recording right now. Let me say whatever. So I'm here with ASAP Yams, Lamborghini. Introduce yourself.
Yo, this your boy ASAP Yams, Lamborghini, Lil Newport, the Puerto Rican R. Kelly, the Puerto Rican Bobby Brown, and this motherfucker, activist Gaddafi, and this motherfucker. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Shout outs to everybody out here, man. What's up? I'm in motherfucking Vancouver. Jay Worthy was popping, Sean House was popping, was yapping, holla at me. What's the word?
Alright, so talk about when you first entered the music industry. What was your first experience in the industry?
My first experience in the music industry is dealing with Jim Jones, being around him every day. Jim Jones, you know, even though we don't speak as much as we used to, you know what I mean? Like, he told me everything I needed to know. I'll just stay around him and completely observe the whole scenery. And I took Jim Jones' aesthetic and applied it to myself to the point that I used to be at record label meetings and be like, damn, you know what? You remind me of Jim.
He already had the plug. Shout out to No One. Y'all go sub up. Show him some love.
Jones and shit. You know, I love Jim Jones because, you know, while Cam was out there shining, he was on 4th and Broadway. For those that don't know, that's 145th Street in Broadway in Harlem. And he'll be out there with a garbage bag full of mixtapes, shirtless, with a motherfucking jogging pants on, selling mixtapes. And forever that, I love you, Capo. I love Jim Jones. I love the whole Dipset movement for paving the way for what we doing right now. Because at the end of the day, ain't nothing different from what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Cameron got criticized for wearing pink. My man Flocko out here wearing long Margiela shirts and shit like that. They trying to say he wearing skirts. Motherfucker, that's Margiela. That shit worth more than your project housing rent and shit like that, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Double up, triple up, all the world. You already know what time it is.
What do you think about the capes right now?
About who?
The capes. Cam's cape season.
My heroes ain't wearing no capes. Just chinchillas, my G. You know what I'm saying? All my heroes wore chinchillas, not capes. I don't know nothing about that. And shout out to Cam. I love Cam to death. You know what I'm saying? We minked up, B. I don't know nothing about no capes, B. You know what I'm saying?
What tracks were they recording around the time you were with like Jim, and you were with Duke to God too, right?
Yeah, Duke to God is a personal mentor of mine. Taught me the ropes of the industry. He's the one that really embraced me when people ain't understand who I was. You know, I used to be out there, you know, dressing the way I am now. Back then, I was ahead of the curve as far as fashion and shit like that. And they used to make fun of me for wearing bape and all that dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? But Duke was the only one that had faith in me as an individual. And for that, you know, he still gives me pointers to this day. And I love Duke, Adrian Williams, Karen Civil. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here right now.
What did you think, like, when you started your Tumblr, what was your expectations with that?
Information to make a decision. Right, we heard this.
No, you can't.
I can't respond to what he just said about the jury.
It doesn't matter about what he said about the jury. That has no, stop. That has.
Stop. So now we on day 2, family. This is day 2 of the of the trial. And it's pretty much the same type of bullshit. Them trying to get away with some more bullshit.
No bearing on any decision I'm going to make.
There's a record, though. There's a record.
I don't believe that you are unhappy with the jury. Mr. Lewin might say you're unhappy with the jury, but I don't believe you are. If you weren't, you wouldn't have accepted the jury. I believe that both sides are satisfied with this jury and that both sides will get a fair trial.
So what the evidence will show in this case, and what will become almost instantly clear, is that this is not a complicated case. The evidence will show that the events in this case were captured on surveillance video. I'm going to start this whole presentation out by playing the video for you. So you will have that frame of reference as we're talking about different features, the people that were involved, the locations that are involved, and what happened. You will already have seen the video. The first video that I'm going to show you was captured on November 6th of 2021 at around 10:10 p.m. just outside of a parking garage entrance. Mid-block, so on Argyle, in the middle of Argyle, between Hollywood Boulevard and Selma. The second video that I'm going to show you was captured 7 minutes later, so at 10:17, It was, if we're being generous, 2 blocks, maybe 1 city block away from the first location, down Argyle, around Selma, at a small intersection called Selma and Vista Del Mar.
The evidence is going to show that law enforcement
Cha said the evidence will show if you did not hit that like button. Y'all hit that like and show some love one time for the one time. If you happy, Rocky Free, show them some love and hit the like button. Spread the information, you feel me? Appreciate y'all though being here. Let me see who we got. We got Chloe Albert's Revenge again. Boom! Shout out to Chloe Albert's Revenge. Now y'all got love in my face. Dang, I just can't win for losing. She says celebrate the verdict with a tall glass of Relly's Haterade. Make your way to the bar now for a free sample. Hit the like first, then bottoms up. $4.99. Celebrate with a glass of Relly's Haterade. We got that on deck. A tall glass of Relly's Haterade. Let me drop her a bomb and we're going to get right back into it, family. Appreciate y'all joining. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, tap in, share with a friend.
So I'm going to play the first video for you, that outside of the parking lot. Now I'm going to move to the second location, that at Vista Del Mar and Selma, and I'm going to pre-warn you, it's a little small, it's at a distance, so you're going to want to focus your attention at the top left-hand corner. All right, now let's go over the details. As I said, the people that are involved, the location, and I'll give you an explanation of what you've seen on these 2 videos. This case takes place in the heart of Hollywood. This is the iconic Hollywood and Vine. The picture you see here is just a demonstrative picture of that intersection, but it's an iconic intersection in Hollywood. That intersection is about 1 block 1 block west and 1 block north of the crime scene. So for those of you who are familiar,
Here they go again with they Photoshop pictures and they AI pictures. This old AI generated photo.
with Hollywood and that intersection is a pretty big landmark, and that's where I want to focus your attention. Now, the actual shooting in this case takes place on a much smaller street, on Selma and Vista Del Mar. But this is the area around where that shooting took place. It is a very densely populated part of Hollywood, and there's some landmarks on there that you might be familiar with, just so that you can familiarize yourself with the location that we're talking about. The Capitol Records building at the top, the W Hotel, and Hollywood Boulevard. The shooting, as you've seen, occurred just outside of a parking lot on that corner of Vista, Del Mar, and Selma. That was a parking lot at the time that was full of cars, and it was ringed by a nightclub on the corner, a sound studio, a hotel, and 3 different apartment buildings right around. As I said, densely populated for what happened that night. But we ask you to do one thing, which is, as you evaluate the evidence from both sides in this case.
What up, cousin? Been looking for you. You know we've been covering this Cali trial. We've been wondering where you at. You out in Cali. I know it's crazy out there, so I ain't mad at you, though. I appreciate you. She said, though my wrench is gone, I still fuck with you. And yours, cousin, another one for, free from Greedy. That's right. Hey, look, please don't be mad at me. I took away more than half my wrenches. I just, everybody that ain't been around, I took them away because I'm on a new path of what we trying to do and what we trying to build. But I appreciate y'all, family. And, you know, it ain't nothing. You can always get it back when the time is right. But y'all show Joanna some love out there in Cali. Appreciate the support, family.
to not leave your common sense at the door and wait until the end of the case when you have all the evidence to make your decision. Listen to the court's instructions on the law.
Hey, and I appreciate you coming back, because a lot of people who wrenches got took, I ain't seen them since.
And return the only just verdict there is. Thank you.
All right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, this case is about one man's jealousy, lies, and greed. That man is not Rocky. That man's Terrell Efron, or you've heard the name Relly. He is the source of all the evidence in this case, all the that the prosecution is going to rely on. He's the source of all the evidence. The two assaults you're going to hear about in this case were both committed by this Relly. Both. All the evidence comes through his mouth. Every single piece of evidence for you to decide these charges comes through his mouth. This case rises or falls on his credibility. The videos you saw, without his testimony, proves absolutely nothing. You need to believe his testimony and his version of events from the video for these charges to be proven. The last thing the district attorney said on his opening statement to you was, don't leave your common sense at the door, or use your common sense, something like that. Please don't leave your common sense at the door. I implore you to use your common sense in this case.
He did tell them that. Please don't leave your common sense at the door. I guess they didn't. That's good they didn't.
Look, I will address the credibility of Relly in great detail later, what the evidence will show. But first, let me begin explaining the purpose of an opening statement, what we do here. Opening statements are really lawyers giving you a preview of how we believe the evidence is going to show you, come in. How will unfold in this case, but it's more than that, actually. It's a promise to you. It's a promise from us to you. It's a promise that what we say is going to be proven is actually proven. And it's not like one of those politician promises. You know the politician promises, right? If you vote for me, I'll lower taxes, I'll make it safe, unemployment will go down, all those great things that politicians promise, and then based on those promises, you vote. And then you hope they fulfill those promises. Not here. Here, both sides make promises to you right now. You get to see if we fulfill those promises, and then you vote.
Shout out to Cat Knott Williams. What up, family? I appreciate the raid. Much love, much appreciated. Y'all show Cat Knott Williams some love. Drop some KSPNs in the chat.
That's the difference. Ladies and gentlemen, you represent the state of California, the people of the state of California. There's no suburban. And there's no greater service a citizen of this country can do than serve in the military or do what you're being asked to do right now. Stand in judgment of another person in a matter of such great importance. It's an incredible burden to bear. But that's why the 16 of you were chosen. There were 106 people here. You made it. The evidence will make clear that Relly is trying to leverage a fabricated story to extract money from Rocky.
Hi guys, how is everybody? It's
Using lies to support these claims. And the evidence will show you that Relly is a blatant perjurer, someone who takes an oath, despite that oath lies. The evidence will show you, and you will see him commit perjury right before you in this court. And you'll see how important that is to this case. Because the evidence will show that despite all the evidence they claim to have, all of it, and I mean all of it, will rise and fall on the word of Relly and his credibility. Period. End of story. You will see if you can't believe in the prosecution's case fast. Now let's walk you through the events leading to the incident of November 6th, 2020. All of it will rise and fall on the word of Relly and his credibility. Period. End of story. You will see if you can't believe in the prosecution's case fast. Now let's walk you through the events leading to the incident of November 6th, 2021, which is that part of this case. But to do that, we have to start a few years back. From Relly's own testimony, that was the catalyst for this incident. His resentment, from his own testimony, his resentment was the catalyst for this incident, and his animosity towards Rocky. The evidence will show you that Relly met Rocky when he was in high school in Harlem. They were both part of that creative and artistic conglomerate called ASAP, which now you know means always strive and prosper. Over the years, Rocky achieved more and more success in the entertainment industry at first. He did maintain a friendship with Relly, unfortunately for him. He even sought help Relly through professional collaboration. But that wasn't enough for Relly, clearly. You'll see the kind of person Relly is in this world. You're going to see it. He was jealous and angry, and as Rocky rejected some of the projects he presented him, Relly's resentment grew deeper and darker.
Purple Paradox, what up though?
Achieved by Rocky, someone he once considered peer, Relly embarked on a dangerous course of action. And in November 2021, Relly's resentment towards him reached the fever pitch. After tragedy had struck another member of this ASAP group, an individual named ASAP Josh had untimely death and passed away. Evidence will show you that Rocky stepped up, spoke to the parents, to the mom, ASAP Josh, and offered to cover the cost for the funeral, bring the body back to New York, and pay for the funeral. But Relly, still blinded by resentment, believed otherwise.
Purple Paradox, you missed the verdict. It's at the beginning of this video. It's the first thing I played at the beginning of this video. Just rewind it.
He thought for some reason Rocky didn't agree to pay, or had agreed to pay, but they didn't actually pay. And he was furious. He went as far as to threaten physical violence against him, because he thought he didn't pay for the funeral or for the expense of flying the body back. He was wrong, because he did pay. But he went as far as to threaten physical violence. And you're going to see that for yourself, ladies and gentlemen. On October 16th, a few weeks before this incident that you're all going to hear about, Relly told his friend that Rocky was a piece of shit and declared, "I'm going to beat this nigga up." Now it's funny, they showed you a lot of text messages. I didn't see that one. Did not see that one. That's the catalyst. That's weeks before this incident, when he came in hot on November 6, 2021, on our bound. The evidence will show you that on November 6, 2021, Rocky was scheduled to attend a music festival. They put it up at the Complex Con with two other members of the ASAP crew, Elijah Lulanga and Jamel Phillips, now know them as ASAP Ills and ASAP 12. So in order to address Relly's resentment, because he was really mad, and having accompanied Ills and 12 to the festival, Rocky reached out to him multiple times. As a matter of fact, I think he saw a text from one of Relly's friends to Relly saying, "Hey, I think he wants you, Rocky wants you to perform at Complex Con." So Rocky was trying to get him to come. It was sort of a celebration of the ASAP crew. So Rocky, yes, he was urgently messaging him because they were late for this Complex Con. You're going to hear that from multiple witnesses. He was making them late for the show, so there were multiple messages for both 12 and Rocky. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you?
Yo, y'all show some love for Laugh Always Have Fun. With the donations from the last stream, you know, we didn't air them because it was a non-monetized, but it was stream donations. I mean, channel donations. Let me get that correct. It was channel donations for, you know, the hard work. But appreciate you, family. Y'all show us some love. Let me drop you a couple bombs. Go crazy with the slime brothers. Appreciate the support. Thank you, family. Dropping some bombs.
And what we're going to learn is that although Relly, because Rocky had reached out to Relly to make plans to meet at his hotel an hour later, you will see that story fall apart so hard. Why? Because the evidence will show you that well before Relly returned to the area, 7 police officers.
My bad for that last one. I had to do that to cut the volume down. I had to turn it on.
They responded to the scene and carefully searched every inch of that area. I could not believe what I heard. The opening statement. Oh, the police didn't know where to look. Police searched the exact same spot where Relly claims he picked up the bullets. not close to it, not near it, the exact same spot. Thank God there's videotapes. There's a body cam from the police where they're searching. And there's a surveillance video that you see here that captures both coming back now. Exact same spot. The police are searching with flashlights. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 right there right now. There were 7, there's another one here. This is where the alleged tussling was with Relly and Hills. Rocky's here, Twelby's here. Here's the corner they came around. So this is where the shots. Yeah. Very high tech they're on. This is where the shots were.
Like, easy, I'm sorry.
This is where the shots were discharged on Relly right here.
Hey, look, don't he look like he holding a pool stick? Like he like too strong. He had to grab it with 2 hands just so he don't break the TV.
Okay, right here. Look at where they're searching. This is where Relly, as he comes back an hour later and picks it up, and here's a landmark. Look, this is the corner that they all came around, right here, and this is where it all started. And here, there's that opening right here. See this big orange, red, whatever this thing is here? Look at the picture below. Okay. That thing there is that thing here. That opening here, this is a big orange thing. I mean, you can't.
Hey, don't worry, YP com chick. Chloe's Albert Revenge, her funds are coming back. It takes 7 to 14 days to process through. So don't worry, she gonna get her coins back. We found the victim. I mean, not the victim, the suspect. It wasn't Relly. It was Relly's little brother. But yeah, we gonna get them points back. So we all good.
Let's see this one here. You'll be able to take these with you.
14 days.
Where they're searching. Go down. Directly across a few feet there is where they're searching. You know what that is? That's Relly now there. It was a gunshot wound that required medical attention, he first said. Of course, now he just said to you, oh, you don't have to decide at the end of this case if you got shot or not. You don't have to decide. Not that easy. Not that easy. You do have to decide because his credibility is at issue here. You have to decide if he was lying, if he was embellishing, if he was making up a story to get money. So if he says he got shot, and you find he didn't get shot, you do have to decide that. Oh, he also claims that he has a permanent disability from the knuckle scrape. And he lies about almost everything in this case. About almost everything in this case. He swore that he has a permanent disability. You're gonna see an Instagram video of him with that permanent disability, showing his manicured hand, turning it around with his Rolex watch on. Permanent disability. It is offensive to the level. He even claims he went from necessary medical treatment for his injury to a hospital. But not here in LA, where he was shot.
Cat says, I'm happy a juror said it was self-defense. That will help Rocky argue against fault and personal injury more than just an acquittal with context. Facts. I'm telling you, he gonna reverse that case and he gonna sue him and take everything that boy got.
He waited all the way from California to New York to go to a hospital many days later after getting a civil lawyer and being told by the detective in this case, really, you should go to the hospital. Not to make sure you're not going to die. Not to make sure you don't lose use of your hand. Not to make sure your knuckles heal. The detective said you should go to the hospital for this case. The detective, something undisputed, told Relly to go to the hospital for this criminal case. Do you think they're trying to build a case? Is that what we do? 19, 5 bullets or whatever. Most importantly, you're going to learn that the shell casings were completely different than the ones that Relly said he found at the scene gave the police. Completely different. You'll learn that the 9mm ammunition in Rocky's home was a brand called Sig Sauer, and the Relly shell casings that he claims to have found at the scene that the police missed were a brand called Federal. I'm going to show you the difference. I'm going to show you the pictures. The house. That's that magazine that they recovered with a few bullets in it. That was Lululemon's. This says Sig. Blue.
Keep the slime brothers going. Appreciate you, family. Chloe Albert's Revenge coming through again with another 5. Relly is a survivor. I already heard that he's working on his next venture. A semi-biographical comic book character named Perjury Jones. Come on, you know I'm going to have to come up with these. You keep on coming with them. Perjury Jones coming soon. Relly is a survivor. Y'all show her some love. Drop some slime brothers for Chloe Albert's Revenge. Show her some love. Let me drop a 5 on it for you. Where Fonny at? Where Fonny at? There she go.
Everybody Lady Justice is blind. Everybody get it.
Appreciate y'all, family. Y'all show her some love.
I can see nothing now, so can you zoom back a little bit? SIGSAUGER or something like that. Sour. What's this? How was it say? Luger. What? Luger. SIG. SIG. SIG Luger. The ones at the scene are these from Relly. FC, which stands for Federal Cartridge. Completely different brand, completely different bullet. Those are the ones from the house that belong to someone else who will testify here. Those are the ones that Relly claims to have found at the scene. In the end, you'll see that all the objective evidence in this case relied on by the prosecution to support a shooting rises and falls, on the word and credibility of Relly, who is a proven criminal and perjurer. Those shell casings he claims to have found, the superficial scrapes he claims to gunshot. The video himself that he even claims he can't.
The superficial scrapes. The superficial scrapes.
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
What up, Berta S? I see you, family. Appreciate you joining.
Make that clear. We have to rely on his rendition of it, only. Because without his rendition, you get nothing from any of this. Then when this case is over, you'll see that Rakeem Mayers, he said Rocky's innocent. He's not only not guilty, he's innocent. And when we stand up here for our closing arguments in a couple of weeks, we'll talk about how the evidence shaped up. You'll see that for Relly was never about justice, ever. It's about a man seeking a profit from a fabricated narrative, using false.
What up, Survivor Speaks? I see you. Appreciate you joining.
It's about a man seeking profit from a fabricated narrative.
It's sorry? Yeah, just to show you that Rocky has absolutely nothing to hide here.
Mookie Sam bite.
Man who built success through passion, found in hard work. He stands in stark contrast to this brother who will see Kate stand next week and lie to you over and over again, trying to destroy Rocky. For his own financial gain. He's a parasite who wants you to help him get his pick. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of this case, after all you've seen and heard, all the evidence and cross-examination, all the things I promised you today, I would ask at your hands for a verdict of not guilty for Rakeem Mayers.
I'll be that pretty motherfucker, ASAP Rocky. And yes, I am Curtis Williams. He produced the track, and it's called Suddenly. And I'm talking about all the shit that, like, it's like this famous shit just happened overnight. For sure, just the placement, where it's at, that's all me.
Agree to agree.
What's the hardest part about working with me?
I think the hardest part about working with you is not goofing off and laughing the whole time. Like, this is comedy. That's the hardest part, you know? We such people, we so cool, it's just hard not to laugh, that's all. But it was fun.
I know.
The hardest part is not having too much fun. You just forget that it's still, you know, work at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's good.
I thought it was all because after Baby hopped into high fashion shit like Rick Owens and all that shit. So boom, first linked up. Yo, you want some? Nah. Just beat up these hood niggas. Like, mind you, so now I can black it on like, nigga, you ride with them niggas?
That's how I start.
For those who don't know, that's ASAP Bari. I was gonna play some of that, but since I played that stuff earlier, it's gonna extend the show, so I ain't gonna play all of that. But y'all can go check them out at No Funny Shit, and y'all can see that interview with ASAP Bari.
That's all they
ASAP Rocky Stone.
This is fighting. This is the parking lot. This is the stop
Now that we've watched the entire video all the way through, do you recognize, is that an accurate depiction of your activities that night?
Yes, it is.
So this was the first witness, the first cop. I ain't gonna play that much of them, but just gonna show a couple of the bullshit tactics they be pulling.
Beginning of the transcript on page 2. And if you need me to go back to the video to refresh me, just let me know. Thank you.
She said, Skelly, I thought we was cool. That's how they get you.
And then continuing to line 9. You say, I think you're talking to a fellow officer, nothing, huh? Followed by, yeah, it was only one call too. What were you referencing in making those statements?
So I was asking another officer who, I don't remember it being so long ago, but if they had seen anything, they hadn't. And then the comment about one call, well, when there's a shooting, especially in a densely populated area, you get more than one person calling. And that's always an indication that you more than likely have a legitimate shooting, because when you get one call, and I dealt with this as recent as of yesterday, and I've been dealing with my whole career. We have people that suffer from mental illness that live in the city, and it's very real for them. And they'll call and say that they heard or saw something, and a lot of times it's a shooting. So one call will come out because it's not actually a real shooting, but to them it is. So they call, and we keep track of those incidences, and we find out later on who keeps making those same calls. So when we have one call, especially in a densely populated area, it could be somebody suffering from a mental illness, or it could be a prank call, because we do deal with that, false reports of emergencies. When we have a legitimate shooting, and typically you'll have multiple radio calls, multiple people calling in, because you hear the shots, you see the shooting, there's witnesses, right? And then when you get there, you have people coming out, leaning out of the windows, pointing, that sort of things.
So when you say to the fellow officer, yeah, it was only one call, or words to that effect, are you essentially communicating right off the bat, I'm not so sure if this is going to be a real shooting call?
Right, that's correct. Yeah.
Okay. Shortly after that, there's a paragraph between 10 and 14 that starts with all units, shooting just occurred. Can you describe for the jurors what that language is, or where that's coming from?
Sure, so this is actually the second radio call that came out. So the first call prompted our response there, and while we are there, this line here, 10 to 14, is an additional radio call. So now it's 2 radio calls. And so those comments there give a suspect description, a location of a shooting that occurred, clothing description of the suspects, a description of what happened. He fired into an unknown vehicle, unknown victims down, and then last direction of travel there, the last sentence, last seen on Selma towards El Centro.
Berta S, what up, family? I see you. Appreciate you joining.
Your body-worn camera because of the buffering that you were talking about?
Correct. That call came out before I initiated my Code 3 response. You actually see me writing parking tickets. It came out while I was doing that prior to me activating it.
When you say Code 3 response, what does that mean?
Right, sorry. So Code 3 is a designation that we use to denote that we're responding lights and sirens. We call that our Code 3 equipment.
I've been pulling strings, ventriloquists, collecting relics out of Dragon Alley, catching brunches out in Napa Valley.
This is amazing. I'm sorry. Now, are you completely single?
That was your boy.
We need to go out because I gotta live through you. Yo, I got all the ladies.
That was your boy.
You know what? You see, I ain't saying it like I got all the ladies. Like, You pretty much do.
Nah, I don't, because everybody got ladies. I just got cool ladies. Really.
You're charming though.
Girls, but
So
you're
you-
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
No, she is. Yeah, but I don't she gave me a compliment. No, I don't need this.
My bad, I'm on mute. But this was like 13 years ago or something. That's crazy.
It is, man. How do you? You got to do what's responsible.
Is it reasonable, in your opinion, to believe that if there was a expended cartridge casing in that street, that you may have missed it?
Yes.
Oh, look.
What is the People's Five?
People's Five is another map. I'm sorry.
Is it a map or is it an aerial photograph?
It's a map. And it has
objection to this question.
Can you have the grounds with the objection?
Sure.
Read the question back, please.
Mention speculation.
Is it reasonable, in your opinion, to believe that if there was an expended cartridge casing in that street, that you may have missed it?
Stay.
on that point in the transcript, page 4, around line 14, you're told in the radio, PR from incident 4245 does not wish to meet. Can you explain what that means in layman's terms?
Sure. So prior to this, I had actually, and we saw that on the video, I had asked if the PR, which stands for person reported, that can be anybody who calls 911, that's how we refer to the person reported. I asked if they would like to meet. I do this on almost every call because it makes sense to just meet with the person who saw what they saw and decided to call the police. So that's what I was doing there. Incident 4245 is just the last four of the incident number, which is unique to each call, so we can differentiate one call from the other.
Were you hoping to receive additional information from the recording person? Is that your purpose in trying to meet them?
Correct.
What up, T? Shout out to T. Appreciate you joining, family. Everybody, T got married on February 14th, this past Valentine's Day. Y'all show her some love and drop her some, I don't know, some hearts or something, some T's up in the chat or some big G's. Show them some love and say congratulations for them getting married this past Valentine's Day.
When you're told that that person does not want to meet with you, how does that affect your investigation?
Well, it's tough. I mean, I know there's a big expectation on us when we arrive to just figure it out on our own, but the reality is we need the public's help. We need to meet with people who saw what happened and determined they needed to call the police. There are witnesses, there are best means of investigation for sure of the parking lot. And I can't recall, but from watching the video, he said he saw two guys, and then the rest you can't hear on video. But I do remember independently that he also didn't provide anything. He just didn't have anything to provide us that we could work with in terms of investigation.
So you talked to the MTA employee, you talked to a skateboarder, you talked to a resident at a building there. Fair to say none of them provided you details about this crime?
Correct.
At that point, did you know where, if at all, this shooting had occurred?
No.
Where, if at all, this shooting had occurred?
No.
Yes,
sir.
You're not training to miss something, you're training to find it, correct?
Correct.
Now,
They basically spent all that time on some bullshit just to verify that he didn't really know nothing. They didn't know what they was looking for. They didn't know where they was at. Then he tried to make it a point that they didn't know where it was at to act like they didn't know where to look for the bullets, but Taco about to expose that.
when you say you may have missed something, there were 7 of you guys responding officers at the scene, right?
Did you say 7?
Yeah.
I don't think it was 7, but...
Look. Okay, how many do you think there were?
I think 3 total.
Oh no. Did you see the video?
I did. I only saw 2 others, including myself. That's 3.
How about Brian Davis? You know him?
I did. Kijibis, yes.
Was he there?
I believe so, yes.
How about John Cook?
Yes.
Okay. Gerardo Sweeney?
Don't recall.
Okay. Steve Wilson?
Also same.
Rocky Martinez?
Same.
How about Adrian Rodriguez?
Don't remember seeing him.
And Jose Medina?
Quintanilla? No, sir.
You don't remember seeing him either?
No.
So, anyway, there is camp footage of other officers, not just yours, right?
Correct, yeah.
Anyway, most for sure, you don't know if you missed something, right?
I don't think anybody would know if they missed something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For the first time since 2021, today is the first time we discussed with the prosecutors, boy, I may have missed something.
Correct.
And the first time you met with them, anyone in this case, was on Wednesday, right?
No, today's the first time I met with them. Spoke with them on the phone.
On Wednesday?
Wednesday, I believe, about scheduling and about appearing to court.
So today's the first time you met with them?
Met with them in person, yes.
And the first...
Boy, lying? Or he lying about the call? What up, Miss D? Miss DB, I see you. Appreciate you. Ali said we getting Chinese food. we on OT, huh?
Now, directing you to 223550, 20 seconds into this video. Hold on 1 second. Is that it? You good then? Yeah. So that's 223550, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that's
My bad, I had to go back. I did not mean to call you Ali. Allegedly, it may be. My fault. Show allegedly maybe some love.
10:35 p.m.
Thank you much. 20 seconds into the video. Do you recognize yourself on?
I do.
Okay. So you did go to the street after the parking lot, right?
Yes.
And at that point, your body camera is off?
I can't remember if it's on or off, if there's an additional video you want me to watch, but I think, again, this was 4 years ago.
I understand. That's what you talked about for the first time today with the prosecutor, right?
Correct.
All right. Did you see any of your body cam footage today when you talked about it for the first time, displaying what you're looking at?
Shout out to Tall Glass.
My own video?
Yeah.
Yes.
Showing that part?
No, not this.
Right. I know you saw your video from before that we all saw, right?
Right.
But you don't see any of your body cam footage showing this, right?
No.
Okay. But that is you, right?
It is, yes.
And that video truly and accurately reflects your activities during the search of the scene on November 6, 2021, correct?
Correct.
Ron, I hope that's defense clear today.
Yo, check this out. This the prettiest motherfucker on the planet, ASAP motherfucking Rocky, man. I might change my name to
Hey,
Handsome, but we
y'all
get back.
show some love for Berta S dropping the 10 memberships. Appreciate you, family. Y'all go crazy with the Slime Brothers and show her some love. I'ma drop her a bomb real quick. Boom. Appreciate you, family. Y'all show some love to Berta S dropping the memberships. If you got a membership from Berta S, please say thank you in the chat. Show her some love. Drop some Slime Brothers and all that good stuff. You now have access to the emojis. Let's get it, family. Show her some love. Appreciate you. Let's get back into it.
Back to that. Right now, we
Oh,
out.
shit,
We
I didn't
out
wanna
in the
show that
magazine.
on that screen
Most
anyway.
Crazy digital integrity, driven journalism of today. They always got your boy up there killing shit. So shout out, salute.
What's good, people?
I said you're very eloquent and everything. You're very intelligent. I think you make a fine and great journalist, and it's something you should really consider. It's a red flag. You gotta go hard. Anything worth being historical, being something new, traditional, anything like just doing the impossible. It takes sacrifice and it takes risk.
Yeah.
Even with Boom, I have to take risk all the time. I have to say, all right, I gotta know when this is appropriate, that should come out first, what should come out after. Does this only
Yo, he's very intelligent. The way he talk is like always trying to build people. Like he don't even seem like no hater like that, but really he was trying to make him sound like a hater the whole time. That mess was crazy.
males with females feel isolated in this and excluded? It's just a lot of things to consider, and a lot of times I don't think somebody would be too inclined.
My bitch a fashion killer, she be busy popping tags. She got a lot of product in her shirt, the newest Donna. Karen.
Look at that, the legend. Dad, what's up, legend? What's up, legend?
I love what's going on, man. They told me you was here, man. I told you to say hi. I let people know how you inspired them. Thank you for coming to Hound. Thank you for being here, because I brag about you all the time.
Man, you know I love you to death, right?
I love you.
All right, Dad. I think it feels more like a
I
community.
know y'all can't really see or hear it that good, but that was Dapper Dan. For those who know who Dapper Dan is.
Relly or Mr. Efron. He is not to be asked any question when asks of him. Oh, and I mentioned, I told counsel before that they could record what I'm saying now for future, in the future, for later today or any other time. And the people are welcome to also. We have one more thing. Oh, yeah. By 30 it's either Relly or whatever the council feels most comfortable with. He is not to be asked any question that asks of him or accuses him of being a thief, a liar, an extortionist, or any other derogatory term. He's not to be accused of any type of name. Final argument is a different story. This only applies to how he's going to be addressed. I don't want, well, isn't it true you're a liar, or you're an extortionist, or are you a drug dealer, or anything like that. That is not to be asked. He can be asked about felony convictions involving moral turpitude. I have not seen a rap sheet of Mr. Efron. Does Mr. Efron have any felony convictions? No. Stations in which Relly is a party is not permitted under under Penal Code Section 632, unless all parties to the conversation consent to the recording. Those are the parameters. Interview, or you can refuse. Are you aware of this? Are you aware of this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Will you agree to be interviewed or not?
No, I do not want to be interviewed.
All right. I want you to know, though, if you refuse, then the jury is going to know that you refuse to be interviewed by the prosecution, and it could impact your believability, credibility in the eyes of the jury. You understand?
So that was when he was telling them that he didn't want to be interviewed by the prosecution, which is like, nah, I didn't want to do it. And I bet Relly didn't do it for the defense either.
Yes. All right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to have you take an off speakerphone, and the phone is going to be given to the bailiff. Mr. Phillips, I want you to give your birth date to...
Again, that ties into the fact that when the case started, I very kindly said to Mr. Tacopina, hey, listen, I know you've been speaking to the media before trial. There was no word of their right. Are you going to be saying anything once the trial started? He assured me in front of my co-counsel, the response was, John, I would never do that. I won't be saying anything to the press. Meantime, he is speaking, I resent before this. He's speaking to TMZ. He likes to say things to the press as he leaves the building. We took him at his word that he wasn't going to be talking to the press while the Tennessee trial was going on. This is it.
But I do have here a quote from the district attorney, Mr. Hoffman, who did quote to Extra that he appreciates any time the defense counsel is pretty sure they're going to prevail, but we don't bring cases unless we're very sure we can win those cases by establishing and meeting a burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. I believe that when we see the evidence that's going to be presented in this case, we'll meet that burden. So that's their district attorney. Okay? So I should be able to rebut something like that. That's different. That's saying we're going to win the case. We know the evidence, and we'll meet our burden. I talked about nothing other than potential issues with the jury. I didn't speak about the facts. I didn't speak about Mr. Efron. And I won't do that. Now, the last thing he said was I spoke to TMZ. Again, I defied to provide to the court what I spoke about, because I didn't violate any order. First of all, there's no order. But I know enough not to speak about the facts of the case. By the way, I didn't open statement to the jury. Certainly, I would never say anything outside that opening statement. I didn't even do that. I simply talked about the issue with the jury. And the reason I did that is because he just did again what he did the other day. Stood up and said, we're not happy with this jury. Try and get that message back to the jury that we're not happy with them. That is not the case. But, Your Honor, the reason I raised the issue about maybe we would have selected a different jury, or certainly a different juror or two, is because of the late disclosure of the ballistics report after the jury was impaneled. And we have a right to make that record. It doesn't mean I'm unhappy with the jury. Certainly, I would never say anything outside of that opening statement. I didn't even do that, Your Honor. I simply talked about the issue with the jury. And the reason I did that is because he just did again what he did the other day. Stood up and said, we're not happy with this jury. Try and get that message back to the jury. That issue that I spoke about, both record, was caused by their late disclosure of a report that was generated over a year ago by the lead detective in this case. That Mr. Lewin wants everyone to believe he just stumbled upon 3 days ago. He just stumbled upon 3 days ago.
You don't have to whisper, just
try to get that in the middle.
Hold on, I think that might have went a little fast. I'm gonna rewind that part. But before I do that, y'all show some love and keep the Slime Brothers going for Laugh Always, Have Fun, and Survivor Speaks, both dropping the 5 spots. Appreciate y'all, family. Let me drop y'all some bombs while we get into it. All right, we're going to keep it rolling, but I'm going to rewind that part. You got to listen to what he just said. I know it's going a little quick, so I'm going to run it back, but catch what he just said right there. Brady Evidence. I should have played the Brady song right there. Appreciate y'all, though. Show them some love. Drop them some Slime Brothers in the chat. Let's get it, family.
Mr. Lewin wants everyone to believe issue that I spoke about, both records, was caused by their late disclosure of a report that was generated over a year ago by their lead detective in this case. That Mr. Lewin wants everyone to believe he just stumbled upon 3 days ago. He just stumbled upon 3 days ago.
You don't have to whisper, just
Try to get that in the middle ground.
Just talk in the normal tone of voice.
That he just stumbled upon 3 days ago. You know, he made all these accusations about that's disingenuous, I don't believe it. Well, I don't believe that they just found that report from their lead detective who they interacted on a daily basis in this case, 3 days ago. I don't believe it. That was done in January 2020.
I already
You know, what's with that new shit right now? Ain't afraid to murder something, put them in a hearse or something. I'm thinking you do just sweet, like us down births or something. Like get them in church or something, get them a purse or something. You hear the deacon speaking, I'm Donnie McCurk in front. I smell them dudes hurt your cousin. All my people say stop.
All the time. Yo, there's too many cameras up here right now, dogs. That's my nigga Yams.
You know what I'm saying? I was gonna give a presentation. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting so. Position in the foundation. Northeast corner of our.
The 7th.
But it's all good, man. The C must be all day, man. Fuck Rocky, you heard? I'll let me. They're ready to go. Thanks ever a lot, bro.
The apartment that you were in, what floor was that on?
The 7th, it was part of the 701.
Okay. So from the 7th floor, you're up high enough that you can see over the buildings there at the northeast corner of our house, correct?
Sorry. Yes, please. I'm believing a little bit.
The people positioned in the foundation.
Not the last question.
Read the last question.
Josh, did you see a firearm at all while they were outside of the garage?
I was on the 7th floor.
I understand your perspective. From the 7th floor, did you see anything that
Not at that
similar?
time.
Okay. So the only thing that you observed from the area right in front of the parking garage was arguing? Is that what you're saying?
They seemed to go sort of underneath the roof. There may have been like something physical, but it was obscured by predominantly it was obscured by the roof.
Did you see any physical contact between those men?
Very briefly before underneath, but again, I don't want to speak on that any further.
Thank you. And I'm not asking you to speculate on anything that you're saying happened when you couldn't see them, but from the point that you could see them, what physical contact?
So this the lady that called 911, remember, from the 7th floor, up there with bruh man from the 5th floor.
Was it that you saw?
Someone appeared to grab someone.
Were there any, where on the person who was grabbed, where on their body were they grabbed?
I'm not sure, I was too far away. He appeared to be closer to the El Centro apartments, and it was more of like a jump back and pulled out a gun and then fired twice, or appeared to fire twice. And then everyone the people that I could see dispersed very quickly.
You keep referencing the El Centro apartments.
Yes.
Is it possible for you to point the direction you're talking about on this exhibit where those apartments would be?
Man down! Here's one here.
Okay. So the direction that you're talking about that person taking on the street, can you kind of show?
No one.
It happened inside a parking lot, so from this looks different to how it did when I lived there. So, but it appeared that they could access, like ran through here towards Hollywood Boulevard.
Generally, are you saying though running away from Selma?
Yes.
Can you see it from there?
Here.
I'm just one thing. Let's keep up a little bit. All right. You want? Yeah. So I'm trying to just before you start with that. What's the is that? 7 people, 7. Correct?
Correct.
And you said the vibe changed at one point?
Yes.
You could tell from up there that the vibe shifted.
Yeah, they seem to move further away from one another.
Okay. And where did the person who said the person went down, where did the person go down?
From,
Take your point.
oh, sorry.
It's all right.
From where my balcony is, as you can see, there are some buildings.
Yeah.
So most of what happened was in further towards the center of the car park where there were no cars. When someone went down, they went near the cars, and that obscured my view.
Show us at that point where all the stuff happened to you.
So in the middle here, and then towards this kind of wall where the cars are parked as well. That kind of obscured a little bit at the end.
All occurred inside the car park.
The last part, yeah.
Okay, the part where there was the scuffling, the sound of the gun.
Yes.
And two people had someone go down.
Yes.
That was inside the car park?
Yes.
Closer to the back wall of the car park where that tent is, that tent over there?
No, it was kind of in this area from what I could observe. It appeared to be
This area meaning what?
in the middle.
Middle of the car park?
Yes.
Just so the record's clear, she first indicated what looks like a tent towards the back of the building. That's what counsel was asking about. The witness then indicated further up, and she pointed the thing behind the white pickup truck. Is that agree, counsel?
Yeah, sure. Thank you. But back at that point, point that. So around here, we're talking about this, what you saw from this balcony here?
Directly in the middle of the area, and then we could see the tail end of the parked cars when it fell.
So they weren't over here on the street, right?
Honestly, from that vantage point, it could have appeared that that street was part of it, but I thought it occurred in the car park. But again, I was on a 7th floor balcony.
Okay. Aside from that, who was with you? I heard no voice.
My ex-partner and my old roommate.
Two other people?
Yes.
And what's their names?
Do I have to know? Joachim Unge should be identified.
She told you that?
Yes.
So why should she be identified?
Probably because she doesn't want to be doing what I'm doing
Sure,
right now.
By the way, we talked about it, and I heard on the one call, you said that there was a building that in part obstructed some of your view, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did anything else interfere with your ability to proceed that night?
Potentially.
Potentially what?
It was a Saturday evening.
Okay, what was happening on that Saturday? Okay, potentially.
She was high, so high.
Your ability to proceed.
So we were watching movies, and I had a hit of a joint.
You had what?
I had a hit of a joint.
So, you had used the joint in marijuana?
Yeah.
You used marijuana that night before observing what you saw, correct?
Very lightly.
Very lightly, okay. Did you tell that to the police that night when they called you back?
No, I just said I didn't want to speak to police.
This court. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Penal Code Section 245. Let's take a seat. Stand right over there. Please adjust the microphone and tell us your first name. Tell us your name and spell it for the record.
Terrell.
Try to speak into the microphone. All right, Mr. Wellman, the floor is yours.
Might as well tap in real quick. We ain't gonna celebrate. Shout out to ASAP Rocky. Boy made it out.
All right, what we're going to do, folks, is Deputy Bennett is going to give the verdict forms to juror number 1. Juror number 2, correct verdict. Both of you look over her. Deputy Bennett, put these two in the Juror number 1, are those your 2 correct verdicts? Juror number 2?
Yes.
Juror 3 and 4?
Yes.
Juror 5 and 6? Juror 5, are those your 2 correct verdicts?
Yes.
Juror 6?
Yes.
All right, let's get the verdict forms to Juror 7. Juror 8, look over your shoulder.
Crying into a bowl of taco peanut pudding.
Juror number 7, look right your true and correct verdicts.
Yes.
True and correct verdict.
Los Angeles Superior Court, County of Los Angeles. People of the State of California versus Joaquin Mayers. Case number BA 508142-01. We, the jury in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of
Now get the audience. Or this is now get the audience.
Hold it down, hold it down. Verdict has to be read on count.
Yes, sir. Repeat again. We, the jury, above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the semi-automatic firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B, a felony. Is charging count 1 of the information this 18th day of February 2025, jury seat number 9, 4-person.
All right.
Title of court and cause. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Joaquin Mayers, not guilty of the crime of assault with firearm in violation of Penal Code Section 245, Section B, a felony. Is charging count 2 of the information this 18th day of February 2025, juror seat number 9, 4-person.
During this trial, I watched you periodically. You did what
Not guilty.
we asked of you at the very beginning, which is to give both sides a fair trial, pay attention, use your common sense, apply the law, and base your verdict on the evidence. I know you took mistakes.
Congratulations again, man. That boy ASAP made it out. Gotta show him some love. Not guilty, not guilty. Appreciate y'all being here. I see I'm getting a little something. Hopefully they don't block me. I ain't did nothing wrong. What they doing? I've been careful what they doing.
Do you know the man seated at the table in the tan jacket?
Yes.
What's his name?
Rocky. Rocky Mayor.
And do you know him by any other nicknames?
He's at Rocky. Blanco.
How did you first meet him?
In high school, we grew up together.
And how old were you, do you think, when you first met him?
Probably like 17, 18.
When you first met him, was he a well-known famous rapper?
Shout out to Taylor Unbridge in the chat. What up, family? Appreciate you joining.
I want to jump ahead to November 6th, 2021, the day of this incident. Do you remember approximately, or do you remember how old you were that day?
Excuse me?
How old were you on the day that this happened? Do you remember?
Probably 33, 32.
Okay. The Hills had known each other longer, and then 12E came after that core group was formed.
Yeah, so me, Jabari, Hills, and Rocky pretty much started ASAP.
Okay.
And everybody who came after, if they wasn't like genuinely like trying to better themselves or do something other than like fooling around, kind of distance myself.
And on the left in this photograph, do you recognize who that is?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Jamel, Chloe.
And kind of like the same question with Hills, what's the easiest way for you to refer to him?
I was never really that cool with him.
No, I mean, as we're talking about the different people involved in this, how do you want me to refer to him? Do you want me to call him 12E? Do you want me to call him Janelle?
12E.
Okay, 12E. And
12E.
Okay, 12E. And the person who's next to him in this photograph, do you recognize that person?
Yeah, that's Rocky.
All right. Were you in Los Angeles with your artist?
Probably got here the third day.
Okay.
Probably from the third, because I got on the Airbnb. That's pretty close to my hotel.
Okay, Terrell, you gotta keep your voice. Your voice is soft, so try to speak into it.
So what I think you're saying is you arrived in Los Angeles to the best of your recollection, November 3rd of 2021, correct?
Yeah.
And your artist, the artist that you were managing was recording music the 4th, 5th, and 6th, correct?
I believe so, yes.
How did you get to Los Angeles on the 3rd? And you're from New York. How did you get here?
Awful.
When you said that on that call, the defendant said, referring to you, he's a bitch.
That's absolutely.
All right. At that moment, on November 5th of 2021, were you aware of tension between you and the defendant? At the point that the defendant is saying those things about you on the phone, were you also feeling tension in your relationship with him?
I mean, it's kind of always been like that. So it's really hard to have a relationship with Rocky.
Can you explain that?
I mean, you want to tell me my personal experience? Or
Yes.
I feel like he's fake.
How so?
He lies a lot. Like, I don't see him, so it's like, how are we gonna have a relationship? You know what I mean?
Is there anything specific that you can think of?
Lady Justice is blind. Everybody can get it.
That day, did you overhear a conversation between Jabari and the defendant, Mr. Mayers?
Yeah, we was on our way back from the airport, and he got a call from Rocky.
So the defendant called Jabari?
Yeah.
And can you describe for the jury how it was that you were able to hear the defendant on that call?
He was in the back of the SUV, and he got a call from Rocky, and he put the phone on his stomach. So he was laying back in the truck, and he put his phone on his stomach, and just was like listening, like talking to him.
Was the
I'm
phone
on the chair.
Was the phone on speaker?
Yeah.
So you could hear both sides of the conversation?
Yeah.
What was the nature of the call between Jabari and the defendant?
It started off first, I believe, like Rocky was trying to get Marty to come to this complex con 10-year anniversary thing. And Jabari declined, and the conversation got kind of weird. Like, and then Jabari says something like, "Oh, I see you got the Ills in 12 on the jet," and it became like an inside joke because Rocky hasn't hit them, and it just became an inside joke, kind of. So then Rocky's like, "Oh yeah."
Tack Clouds, what up though?
You know, I got my niggas with me, boom, 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 whatever. And then instantly after that, he says, "Fuck that nigga Relly." And I'm like, I'm sitting in the back of the chair, and I kind of get up, and I'm like, and then Barbie like stops me. He's like, and then I'm listening, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I don't fuck with." Can I say what I want to say?
Yes. Say it.
So he pretty much was like, "Oh, I don't fuck with that nigga. He got emotional, like this, that, and the third." Pretty much. It was so long ago, but it was in the contents of that. And then Jabari's like, "What you mean you don't fuck with him?" And he's like, "I just don't fuck with him. I don't like that nigga. Like this, that, and the third." And after he said something about like it's so long ago, but he was like, I'll beat him up or something like that. So, you want to keep going?
Let me stop you. You said that
Happy Valentine's.
Regarding what Sergeant Zizzo testified, did he write a report?
he did not raise a report, but he obviously provided one.
That's been provided.
That was provided
All right.
years ago.
You're an experienced attorney. All of you are experienced attorneys. Sometimes, a witness will say something that is not in a report. That's to be expected. A report is a summary, a sum and substance of what the witness said. It's much more fleshed out when the witness is on the stand.
That's it, Honor.
Hey, Val, did you hear me shooting over here? Yeah.
Okay, that's you, right?
Yes, on the left side.
Okay. You were asking, you said, "Hey, Al, you're shooting over here, correct?"
Yes, that was me.
Okay. By the way, what the street shown there in this video is the video starts at the end of East Delmar, closest to Summer, right?
Correct, it's right at the intersection.
Right. And with the first 15 seconds of that video, you approach a homeless person and ask if he heard a shooting. Do you recall that?
I don't independently recall that.
Okay, let's play that one. That's it, Ron.
Hey, Val, did you hear me shooting over here? Yeah.
Okay, that's you, right? By the way, why was your body cam not on there?
I really remember. I don't have an answer for that.
Your Honor, just for the purpose of going forward here, we have copies of the transcript of this in case we have to refer to that. I have many copies of this.
Alex, could you distribute the transcripts to all of us?
Now, initially you said you thought there were 3 officers at the scene?
Correct, and that was based off of the one, my body worn video that we watched.
Right, I understand. No problem. But you agree that there's more now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. As a matter of fact, there's 7.
Okay.
Well, you don't think I'll, let's go to the video. I'll direct your attention to 22:40 and 36 seconds.
We'll stipulate counsel that else as well, if there were 7.
Yes, thank you. Just want to, just a quick peek. So, okay. Okay, do you see, would you agree that 7 officers are at the scene?
I don't dispute that there were 7 officers at the scene.
I don't dispute, but you agree that you see 7 officers right there, right? There's 6 in the frame, including that one in the body.
Correct, including that one, yes, 7.
7, okay. And everyone, to your knowledge, was doing their job when they were at the scene, correct?
Yes.
I'd like your attention to 22:37:03 on that video. That's you on Chrissy Del Mar on the side of the street closest to the parking lot, right?
Correct.
Okay. And we're looking, by the way, for the record, we're looking south towards Selma Avenue, so you're standing on the west side of the street, right?
Correct. I'm presently facing west in this shot, but yes, this is south in this camera.
Across from that orange, whatever, correct?
Correct.
I'd like to show you these 2 photographs. One is
Not
put
guilty.
them juxtaposed, put them right side by side. You see the one on the left?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that's you guys right across from that orange wall, we'll call it.
Correct. Yes.
And then the one on the right, with that single individual there, he appears to be standing in that same exact spot. You also start with that orange wall there as well. We can blow that up with the camera. See that, sorry? See the orange wall on the other side?
I see orange there. I mean, based off this photo, I'll be honest with you, I can't tell much beyond that. I
We'll
see
go back up. There's that vacant lot right there, right?
Right.
You see that?
Yeah, you know what the driveway on this side? Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it's basically where that individual is where those officers are, correct?
Approximate, yes, I would say so.
Okay. And so.
Hey, y'all show Cat Not Williams some love. Drop her some slime brellas. Drop some KSPNs in the chat. Show her some love, some KNWs and all that good stuff. Appreciate you, family, for the 5 gifted memberships. Drop a 5 on it for you one time for the one time. Appreciate you, family. Y'all show her some love.
Everybody
Lady Justice is blind. Everybody can get it.
If you got gifted a membership from Cat Not Williams, please show her some love in the chat. Appreciate you, family. Go crazy with the slime brothers. Let's get back into it.
So one of the officers, remember that was speaking, by the way?
I do.
Who was that?
So at the time, Officer John Cook, now Sergeant John Cook.
Sergeant John Cook, okay. He said there's going to be no evidence for now. We have no victims, no evidence, right?
Correct.
It sounds like someone probably fired a shot in the air to scare somebody. What?
Your Honor, we would have an objection on hearsay as well as not coming in before an adversary.
And lastly, direct your attention to 22:40 and 26 seconds, which would be same page 5, line 14, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, no victims as of now, so the rest one pops up in the hospital. Probably just a warning shot. Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Who was that speaking, do you know?
That's also.
Sergeant Cook.
Yes.
John Cook, whatever.
Yes.
Again, no victims as of now, unless it pops up in the hospital, probably just a warning shot, right?
That's what he said.
Those noises that we hear, would that just kind of be people in the surrounding areas, hour on Saturday night?
Correct.
I don't have anything else.
Just come on. And, okay, you could scoot around if you want. Or,
No.
Who does? Okay. You found out of that, right?
That's correct.
And by the way, you never received a report of a complaint at any point in this case that a car was damaged, did you?
At the time when I was at scene, I didn't know.
At any time after, did you become aware?
If somebody had reported it, unless I handled it myself, I wouldn't have knowledge of it, right, if it was after the fact.
No, the whole time, to be honest, I would never fight Rocky. And that's God's honest truth. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a reason to fight them. We're in an industry where you get blackballed really easy. I'm obviously on the lower end of the stick here. You get what I'm saying? So that's why in the video, you notice I'm a lefty. I pushed him away with my left. He grabbed me with 2 hands. If I wanted to fight him, and mind you, we're walking. If I wanted to fight him, I would have hit him with the right. You get
That
what I'm
would
saying?
be the
And
right
we would've
front,
fighting.
the right left, excuse me, the right left side. Front.
Okay, all right.
Like, I stopped. He grabbed me with 2 hands. If I wanted to fight him, and mind you, we're walking. If I wanted to fight him, I would have hit him with the right. You get what I'm saying? And we would have been fighting. Like, I stopped him with my left. And in the video, that's when you see Elijah, like, kind of like breaking it up after.
Hi guys, how is everybody?
Before we talk about the video, the good thing, I want, if there's any other way that you can explain that to the jury, what it would mean for you to get in a physical fight, specifically with the defendant, at that moment.
The only thing that would make me fight Rocky is if I'm physically like.
What up, YP Comchick? YP Comchick said we need 20 more likes, please.
Hurt, like if he punched me, then I would consider hitting him or fighting him. But I would give him, just because who he is, like I think he used that to like his benefits or like whoever famous that whatever that shit is. But like I wasn't gonna fight him.
What would it mean? What would it mean for your career if you got in a physical fight?
Oh, it would be over.
How so?
It would be over.
Can you
Literally
explain
over. You don't have a career.
Was that in your head?
I'm like part of a conglomerate, like a group. So if I fight Rocky and I beat him up, or if we fight or something, I'm already not liked, and people don't like me and shit like that. So if I'm fighting him, I'm definitely getting blackballed, and all the labels like him and work with him. And
Oh, he said people already don't like him.
do this, you know what I mean? Like I'm just trying to swim my way in, you know what I mean? So if that comes to like life that we fought or something like that, I'm pretty sure it won't go good. Like nobody would do business with me or other things like that, you know what I mean?
Okay, I want to ask you just about a couple things you just said in your answer. You mentioned ASAP in that. Was the defendant kind of the most successful member of ASAP at that point?
Oh yeah, for sure.
By far?
By far.
Would he have been kind of the leader of ASAP, even if not formally?
I wouldn't say the leader, but
You both can't talk at the same time. Hold on. Ask the question again.
Would other members of ASAP kind of turn to him when they had projects or things like that?
not too many people. It wasn't real motion. Like then, it was pretty much whatever Rocky got going on. Like people would try things, but it kind of got to like what Rocky's doing, or like stuff like that.
Okay. I mean, what I hear is you're saying he was like really the only highly successful member.
No, because then you got Jabari that creeped through the doors, through his view on, you know what I mean? You got Ferg who did music, but everybody else, good luck.
Okay.
And I mean,
including yourself?
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely down and out.
Let's take a break. Folks, we'll take 15 minutes. Please be outside the courtroom doors at 3:15, which time we will resume. And please don't discuss the case.
And then one day the nigga Raul hit me was like, yo, and my man Ills went back to where her shit.
And paused it at 11 seconds on the video. Now, let's play it forward a little bit from here. And pause it at 11 seconds on the video. Now, the second person that we see in the screen looks like they're, physically right in front of you. Who is that? And when you first approached him, can you describe what happened in your own words? Whether we saw it on the video or not, just in your own words, describe what happened.
So when he came up to me, like from the video from what I can see, because you can see he's shot my work, it was like 2 years ago. In the middle of the video, but I was stopping a little. I was stopping a little. Like I said, I'm lefty. I'm righty. I stopped him with my left, trying to like back him up. You know what I mean? And then
Let me stop you for 1 second. That interaction that we see, would that have been right after he said, I don't remember what your exact words were, but.
Well, so, like I said, I'm lefty. I'm righty. I stopped him with my left, trying to like back him up. You know what I mean? And then.
That would be the right front, the right left, excuse me, the right left side. Front.
Okay, all right. That interaction with
My left, trying to like back him up. You know what I mean? And then.
Let me stop you for 1 second. That interaction that we see, would that have been right after he said, I don't remember what your exact words were, but.
What's up now, pussy?
What's up now, pussy?
Probably like 10 seconds later, I can still walking.
Okay. And, could you see his face as he was walking towards you?
Yeah.
How did he look?
All angry.
So could you tell as he was approaching you that you were headed for a physical confrontation with him?
His hands wasn't up. It was more so walking, so then when we got to each other, he initiated, like trying to like grab me or try to like grab me by my collar. That's why you see like that, and I like grab him off. You know what I mean?
So as best as you can remember it, he was the first one who grabbed you by the collar?
Yeah, he grabbed me by my collar.
And then you raised which of your hands to
my left.
Your left hand to separate from it?
Yeah.
Okay. And as he grabbed the collar of your sweatshirt, what did he do?
He was just trying to tug at me and like talking and going back and forth. And then Elijah, everything happened so fast. And Elijah gets in the middle. That's my hoodie.
Is that the same hoodie that you were wearing that day?
Yes, it is.
And is that the back of the hoodie?
Yes.
And then 16B, do you recognize that?
Yes, in front of my hoodie.
Same one you were wearing that day?
Yes.
And then...
You see how they got the picture all faded so it don't look black? That mug was dark colored too. She could have got them jackets confused easily.
If I was willing to die for my respect at this point, I don't care. You get what I'm saying? Like, if this is what you want to do, I still have my dignity. That's how I felt.
You're saying, I can't believe he did this to me, though. Did you ever think that he would actually shoot you?
At that point, I don't know, because I said I was just so mad I seen the gun. I didn't care.
And so, when you told him something to the effect of to shoot you, I mean, did you have a death wish at that moment? Did you want him to actually shoot you?
Oh, of course not.
So what was why did you say that to him?
Because I was just so mad. I seen this man just pull a gun out. You know what I mean? Like, I was furious. Like, what the fuck is a gun? What are you doing with a gun?
Were you mad because specifically it was the defendant? Or do you think you would have also been mad had this been, say, just a stranger?
What do you mean?
So if a stranger had pulled a gun on you the same way that he did, how do you think you would feel? If a stranger had pulled a gun on you the same way that he did, how do you think you would feel?
Go sub up to Reggie Righteous.
Oh, I would
Fire
try to
music.
Or try to like, if a regular person pulled a gun out on me,
yes.
I'd probably be dead. I don't know. I'd probably run, probably get shot.
Do you think you'd respond the same way and say, shoot me?
No. Stranger? No.
You think you'd be scared in that scenario?
The only reason why I said that is because I know Rocky. I know him. You know what I mean? So I felt at the moment that was the right thing to do. Especially if it goes back to Mr. 6 Month Man. I'm not going to let you feel like you can come around and do what the fuck you want. You get what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to pull a gun out on me. It's not happening. I mean, you already did, but I'm going to let you know in front of your 2 little minions you brought with you that, because I'm pretty sure you would have ran back to this crib and told everybody else, oh, I just pulled a gun on Relly or did this. Like, no, if they're going to go back to his house, they're going to say, Relly stood up for himself. You know what I mean?
At this point in the video.
He's breaking up. He's trying to dis-escalate the situation.
Physically get between the two.
Yeah, physically. Yeah.
Trying to dis-escalate the situation.
So I mean, interacting. If anything, they're gonna be dis-escalating or breaking it up. So to my knowledge, I'm like, oh hell no. So now I'm walking with them, and I'm literally screaming out, top of my lungs, damn near, on how Rocky failed us and how Jamel went on tour with Rocky for about 8 or 9 years. And he's back in the projects. Not that it's his fault, but this is the type of things that occur. You know what I mean? You pull a blanket away and there's nothing there.
Okay.
And then I'm saying other things too. I'm just verbally expressing how I feel. You know what I mean? Because I know I would never see this dude again. You just pulled a gun out. You know what I mean? Like, I probably would have walked away if I didn't see Jamel with a knife. Because I'm still with ills, like right here kind of. But when I seen that, I'm like, oh, fuck it. I'm just going to talk whatever the fuck I want to say.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some follow-up questions on that and break it down a little bit. From what you're describing, the additional interactions that you had with the parking garage were seen 12, correct? With the knife?
Oh, yeah.
But had the defendant, had Rocky walked away?
Say what?
Had Rocky walked away?
Everything was happening fast, so he was not quite.
Look how I'm trying to get his lie. Talk about say what? Why'd you know? He about to mess up.
Far away?
Had the defendant, had Rocky walked away?
Did Rocky walk away?
Say what?
Had Rocky walked away?
Everything was happening fast, so he was not quite far away. He was not even like it's probably like a little bit from like where you at, and I'm sitting right here. In 12, he's probably like everything's so close. You know what I mean? Like, it was just still kind of like back and needle.
Approximating 15 feet.
Okay, so, but my point is the video that...
Once I remember that day, those people that walked by, they kind of like stopped everything because once he seen them, he kind of like, cause I'm yelling, I'm literally yelling, and that was like, I feel like that was one of the ways that like I didn't get shot too because I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. You know what I mean? I'm making a scene. You know what I mean? So once he seen like those people walk by, he put it away, and that's when he started like kind of walking away.
The people that we see walk by, they had nothing to do with...
No, that was just a couple of them. That was just a couple walking by. Like I briefly seen them up my peripheral.
Okay. So after he puts the gun back in the place, and he said... Walked away. Where did he go?
He was going down. And the question about that he came from.
Do you, sir, for say 2021, did you along with his partner make money in prostitution?
No.
You fucked up. You know that, don't you? You done fucked up.
And then that's when a lot
You know that, don't you, right?
It was like in between enemies, like I feel this right now, pussy, or like whatever, like just was, and then I'm right behind Elijah, and I'm saying, if you brought a gun, use it then. Like, the fuck you brought a gun for, pussy? That's the words I was saying to him.
When you said he pointed at you, where on your body was he pointing?
Like towards my stomach, like towards like my headish a little. Like everything was happening so fast. So fast. You know what I mean?
And from what you're describing, was it moving?
Yeah, it was moving. He had it up.
Okay, so he didn't just hold it at your stomach. It was kind of...
No, he was looking for a spot to shoot.
Okay.
If Elijah wasn't there, I don't know what would happen.
Y'all go sub up to Late Night Bacon with Mookie. Appreciate you, Jazzy.
And you said as he was pointing it at you, what did he say?
I'll kill you right now.
And was that in an angry tone?
Yeah, he was livid.
Was his voice elevated? Like, was he yelling this at you, or was this something he was saying quiet?
Yeah, because he was yelling back and forth at this point.
All right. And you said that after he pointed the gun at you, you became angry, correct?
Yeah, I became furious.
So what did you say back to him?
I told him to use it.
Why?
Because mentally, like, I couldn't believe he just pulled the gun out on me. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you better use that shit. The fuck you got a gun for?
Can you explain, I want, as best you can to the jury, explain to them what you mean by, I can't believe you just pulled a gun on me. What do you mean by that?
Like, I physically cannot believe there was a gun in my face. Like, that was the breaking point for me. Because like what I said, I told this kid numerous times, if you have a problem with me, let me know. You know what I mean? I feel like this got to the max. Like, this was like no return. So, if I was willing to die for my respect at this point, I don't care.
So he was so big and bad and bold and ready to die, but yet he turned around and bring him to court behind it though, right? How did that make sense? Y'all go sub up to Tack Clouds. Man, who keep putting this dog in my face? Y'all go sub up to Tack Clouds. Show her some love. Sub up. Go follow her on Instagram. Appreciate y'all, family. Move this dog up out my face. Jack dancing for subs for y'all, not for me. Appreciate y'all, family. Let's get back into it.
That's it.
All right, and what is Ills doing at this point in the video?
He's breaking up. He's trying to de-escalate the situation in a way. But I think from what I remember that day, those people that walked by, they kind of like stopped everything because once he seen them, he kind of like, because I'm yelling. literally yelling. And that was like, I feel like that was one of the ways that like, I didn't get shot too.
You just smell his finger? Hold on.
My lungs. Kind of like, because I'm yelling, literally yelling. And that was like, I feel like that was one of the ways that like, I didn't get shot too, because I'm yelling at the top of my lungs. You know what I mean? I'm making a scene. You know what I mean? So once he seen like those people walk by, he put it away, and that's when he started like kind of walking away.
The people that we see walk by, they had nothing to do with.
No, that was just a couple of them. That was just
do with.
No, that was just a couple of them. That was just a couple walking by. Like I briefly seen them off my peripheral.
Okay. Where the defendant is pointing the gun at you, how far away from your body was the end of the gun?
Oh, it didn't press up against me. Like,
did it actually touch you?
I don't remember everything happened so fast.
But it was, if it wasn't actually touching you, it was very close.
It was very close. If anything, I'm pretty sure it probably touched Dale, that's how close it was.
Fake gun. Did you say to the defendant, put that fake gun away?
No.
Shout out to Julie
Is that
Horn.
something that you would say?
No, why would I say put that fake gun away?
Or why, does that confuse you because you don't know him to actually carry a fake gun?
It's just confusing me all around. I look off to the right and I see Jamel putting like kind of kneeling down, which is 12E, ASAP 12E. I see him putting away a knife. So at this point, mentally, I'm already fucking furious, right? I see Jamel pulling a knife away. So I'm like, what the fuck you got a knife for? That's exactly what I say. I see Jamel pulling, what the fuck you got a knife for? Because I'm thinking this is a, okay, if me and Rocky got a problem, it's a white flag situation. The other two should not be interacting. If anything, they're going to be de-escalating or breaking it up. So to my knowledge,
Disescalating. That's his favorite word, disescalating. Shout out to FFS.
I'm like, oh hell no. So now I'm walking with them. And I'm literally screaming out the top of my lungs, damn near, on how Rocky failed us and how Jamel went on tour with Rocky for about 8 or 9 years. He's back in the projects. Not that it's his fault, but this is the type of things that occur. You know what I mean? You pull a blanket away and there's nothing there.
Okay.
And then I'm saying other things too. I'm just verbally expressing how I feel. You know what I mean? Because I know I would never see this dude again. You just pulled the gun out. You know what I mean? Like, I probably would have walked away if I didn't see Jamel with a knife. Because I'm still with Ills, like right here kind of. But when I seen that, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to talk whatever the fuck I want to say.
Okay, I'm going to ask you some follow-up questions on that and break it down a little bit.
Okay.
From what you're describing, the additional interactions that you had with the parking garage were seeing 12, correct? With the knife?
Oh, yeah.
But had the defendant, had Rocky walked away?
Say what?
Had Rocky walked away?
Everything was happening fast. So he was not quite far away. He was not even it's probably like a little bit from like where you at.
With skinny jeans and a skateboard, with a mohawk. I came to the hood with a mohawk.
Like, because, you know, we just broke up the situation, and 12, he was putting a knife away.
How close to you was 12?
I wasn't, probably like about, if I was to skip, probably like 3 skips away, because after I said, what the fuck you got a knife for, 12, he kind of kind of walked a little faster to Rocky.
I've had a lot of people estimate using different things. I've never had anyone estimate with skips. How far do you think a skip is? Okay.
About 7 to 8 feet.
Yeah. A little further actually, because he's bending down, so I'm like, he's putting the knife away, so then when I see that, I'm like fuck. Like, what the fuck I'm gonna do right now?
Let me stop you though. The knife specifically, what did the knife look like?
I don't know, I just seen it quick, everything happened quick. I just seen him putting away the knife, and then he said it's not like that. He said, no, it's not like that. And then he's walking towards Rocky.
What does putting a knife away mean to you? Like, is it a folding knife or he's holding
I guess it was a
out?
folding knife.
Okay, not like he's wearing a sheath and he's tucking it in his waist.
No.
All right. So he's folding the knife and he puts it in his pocket?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I think he put it in his coat. Like, he kind of like, as soon as he seen me, observed him putting the knife away, he kind of like put it away, kind of scurried off to Rocky.
And then you're standing with Ills.
And I'm walking with Ills pretty much, and Ills is still telling me, yo, just go, and I'm just letting them have it. Like, just telling them whatever I feel like. You know what I mean?
But you're kind of side by side with Ills.
Yeah, I'm side by side with Ills. Okay.
You need to hear?
No.
So you didn't need your private attorneys at all, discuss your testimony?
I don't need to.
I understand you don't need.
Really is
Questions?
Drake.
Wait, say the question again, please. You did not meet with your private attorneys who flew here with you in preparation for your testimony?
No, they didn't say this for me. But I don't need the prep. I don't need the prep.
It's not responsive, everything you have to know is here.
Okay. Now, yesterday, you testified that before the shooting, you had nothing but love for Rocky, right?
Correct.
And you said that if you said the word fuck to Rocky, it was with love, right?
I don't know what you mean by that. You gotta explain again.
No, I don't. I'll tell you your testimony. Go ahead. Take a look at you.
Text messages, I always still, like, how you say it, like, compliment you don't pick them up for success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad.
Okay.
But in the same text messages, like, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like real wishy-washy in the sense like love, like I don't know, you know, but I never really got a response back.
That was your testimony.
Yeah, but you could bring up the actual text message that I'm talking about where you gotta go back and forth.
All right, hold on. When anybody asks you a question, you lawyers, just answer the question. Don't volunteer something. If they want to flesh it out more, Mr. Wheeler might want to do it, Mr. Tacopina might want to do it, then it's okay. But if you're asked a yes or no question, just the answer is either yes, no, I don't remember, or I don't know. Don't volunteer anything, right?
Can you say that again?
Say yes?
Yes.
Right.
Well, did you hear your testimony?
Yeah.
Okay. And when you said, if I said fuck you, it was with love, right? That's what you said.
I don't get what you're saying. Sorry.
What did you hear yourself just say?
I don't get what you're saying.
Here's my question. Here it comes. What did you hear yourself just say?
But what are you getting at? I don't get what you're saying.
Don't worry about what I'm getting at.
But explain it again. I'm getting confused. I'm getting
All right,
confused.
just listen. He's asking you, did you hear your testimony?
Mm-hmm.
Yes? He's just asking you.
Did I say it? Did I say, I don't know, can you explain the question?
Play it again.
Play it again.
No, I was asking this question.
Listen to this again.
I know text messages. I always still, like, how you say it, like, compliment you don't pick them up for success. At the same time, like, you're doing bad.
Okay.
But in the same text messages, I never was like just straight out like, oh, fuck you. I never said fuck you, probably did, but it was like a little wishy-washy in the sense like love, like, I don't know, you know, but I never really got a response back.
He just wants to ask you questions about what
Was that truthful testimony?
Truthful, can you explain the question again? I don't know what I'm saying. Yes or no to. I
Did you just see yourself?
No, but you're not explaining the question.
Here's my question.
I see myself, but you're not explaining. So what I'm supposed to say is
Just
yes or no
listen.
to.
Just listen. Did you see yourself? Did you see yourself?
I see myself.
Did you hear yourself?
I heard myself.
Was that truthful?
What's truthful?
What you just said.
That I love him or like we was cool? I don't know what you mean. I said a lot of things.
What truthful? That I love you? Lover boy.
The part that you said, if I said fuck you, it was sort of wishy-washy with love, you know? That part,
Okay,
that
that's
was
true. True. Yeah.
In fact, on September 18th, 2021, at 8:19 a.m., you text Rocky, fuck everything about you, fake ass gay nigga. Right?
Of course not.
Of course not? Okay. Let me show you the text message now. Take a look at that one. Again, guys, 12:38 a.m. on that same date. You sent John a message saying, I'm getting itch. You remember that message?
Yeah, I'm getting itch. It was a typo.
Okay, all right. That message that you wrote to John was, I'm getting itch, I-T-C-H, right?
I don't really recall, but I think
It's a typo. You heard him, Berta, 3 skips. It's about, you know, 3 skips.
You can show it to you. Pass it. At the preliminary hearing that we heard about, the stories already heard about from November 8th of 2023, you were asked about whether that message to John was you saying that you're getting rich instead of rich. Remember being asked those questions by me?
well, in the conversation,
Just call it yes or no.
say it again?
You remember in the preliminary hearing in 2023, November 8th, to be exact, I asked you questions about whether that message, I'm getting itch, was really meant to say I'm getting rich. Remember those questions?
Do you have a page number?
Sure you are. It's page 145, lines 15 through 25.
15 to 20?
15 through 20, sir.
He needs some milk.
Do you remember that question?
Can you say it again?
Sure. I asked you at the preliminary hearing whether you meant to type, I'm getting rich instead of bitch. Do you remember me asking you that?
I really don't remember.
Okay. Or would you like me to put the transcript up, which won't misread them?
Would it help you to read what was said at the preliminary hearing? Might that help you remember?
I was said, I just don't remember.
Would it help you to read?
Like what he just showed you?
Yes. Yes. Did you read it?
Yeah.
He's talking about the text message. He's talking about being shown the text message. So what we're proposing is you read the transcript.
And that should be read to himself.
The transcript is
The transcript will still go ahead and show him the page of the transcript.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you something, just read it yourself and see if that refreshes what you said, refreshes your memory as to what you said when you testified the last time on November the 8th.
Okay.
Let me show you where, okay? Right here. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
This is like a meeting conversation?
It's your testimony at the preliminary hearing.
Yeah, I don't really remember that.
Okay, so, Your Honor, I'm gonna just read this, I guess, it's in relation to Mr. Will. And this is accurately read. Question, 145, 115. Question to you, sir, was, and although you didn't make a police report about this incident until 2 days later, on November 8th, 2021, you did send a text message on November 7th to Mr. Mayor's manager, John, at 2:38 p.m. saying,
Lady Justice is blind. Everybody can get it.
That's right.
Okay, that was it. Okay.
Mr. Tackleton is entitled to let the jury know what it says.
Well, just asking for a stipulation, I'm telling you. What's it?
I asked.
All right, good.
So, we had John out. Okay. Everything else, yes. And do you remember saying on 146 lines 7 to 8?
That's from ASAP Yams. I ain't gonna read it though right now. I'll pull that back up later. These boys wildin'.
I don't recall.
Okay. Page 148, line 25 to 27. Well, Mr. Akron, before I read that, let me withdraw that last question. What did you mean when you said I'm getting itch?
Well, when I was talking to his manager?
Yes, sir.
Well, I was just showing his manager everything, and I think he took a while to get me back, so I said, I think that's what I wrote, but in the translate, that's what I meant to write, was being irritated. But then you said, I'm getting rich, and that's when me and you started arguing at the preliminary hearing. Like you was trying to get something out of me and something more out of me.
So you meant the right word irritated?
When I first spoke to his manager, I don't remember what I wrote, but from what is there, yeah.
Well, you saw the word bitch, right? You saw that message.
I mean, but you put it so many times. That was a fast moment. You can't make me go back and think like something that I don't really. I definitely won't write his manager in the context. If you show the whole text message, where would it make sense? I'm getting rich.
All right.
You're not showing the whole text message.
So you agree that Rocky is not a violent person, right?
I don't know that.
You don't know that?
I don't know.
Okay. Are you bigger than Rocky?
I mean, clearly.
Okay. Now, when you went to meet Rocky, you didn't just walk to the hotel, right? You jogged there.
Yeah, John. Because I ain't gonna lie.
What's wrong?
Elijah was calling me.
Okay.
Asking like where I was at.
And as you were quickly heading to Rocky in the W Hotel, you thought, to use your words, if there was going to be an altercation, there would be a bit of roughing. You said that, right?
If it was an altercation, yeah, but that's regular to fight.
Okay. And you thought maybe you'd have a fight with Rocky on the way to that W hotel, right?
I did.
Okay. And you thought because...
But what's your definition of fight? Because I would, like what I said, I was thinking argument. Like, you're not going to get to fight without arguing first. So I'm thinking it can easily be just escalated or whatever. But you could go on.
Yeah. And you thought because with you...
Yeah, like, what are we talking about? Which one?
Relatives, we went there.
I said overruled, so it's a fair question.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, sir. On November 6, 2021, you still didn't think Rocky had paid.
He said, what's your definition of fight? Because argue is a different thing. Trying to say, like, no, when I said, basically saying when I said fight, I was talking about argue. I wasn't talking about fighting. But then he said fighting is two different things. So that don't make sense.
Right.
I don't recall. I don't know how it's relevant.
Yeah, that's the judge over there, so I'm just asking you.
Okay, I don't recall.
16, 2021, you saw the text where you text Taiwan. If Rocky don't do this shit for this boy funeral, I'm gonna beat that N-word up. You remember that text, right?
No, that was asked and answered. Overruled.
You remember that text, right?
I don't recall.
You don't recall that text that we put up here?
Well, of course, that's nothing to do with the case. I'm so confused what's going on.
Take a look. You recall it now?
I don't recall.
Take a look.
I see it. I see it. You ain't got to
You
do
can
that.
read that?
I can see it.
What's the last line say? Oh, no. You were looking over here.
I've seen this already.
I know you have. And tell me whose hand you see moving first.
I can see it. I can see it.
I mean, obviously you can't see Rocky. I'm blocking. Like, play it again? Sure. It's kind of blurry over here. So whatever you want to try to do.
I want to try to ask you a question.
Okay.
According to this video that you just looked at, according to the video, the only video we have, whose hand was first? Is my question. You want to see
I
that?
can't see the other person. You're saying who moves first. We have to see both parties.
According to the video, which is the
All right, he's answered, he can't tell. That's another question.
you spoke to the district attorney only 1 year later in November of 2022 on tape. What you said was, you don't remember what he said because it was so long ago. Isn't that true?
I mean, that's pretty much a tactic you've had since day one, drag it out. But if I'm refreshed, I can remember. It's been 3 years. If he was innocent, he would be home a long time ago.
I'm sorry.
I mean, if, I don't know.
There's no question.
But 3 years, it's been over 3
No,
years.
stop. Just wait till he asks me a question. Why don't you ask,
That's a fair question.
no, I know that, but we're almost 4 o'clock, so go ahead and finish the topic, and we're going to take a break. Recess.
Here's the question. You swore to this jury that Rocky said to you the exact words, "I'll kill you right now." Not that something like it. You remember those words you told the jury.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
That's exactly what he said.
Yeah, I remember.
1 year after this incident, sir. 1 year after, not 3.5 years later, like it is now. 1 year after, you had a tape interview with the district attorney's office. And what you said to them was, and then Rocky, like, he's saying something I don't really remember because it was just like a long time ago, so I don't really remember what he was saying.
I'm getting tired of talking to everybody, bro. Nothing was happening. It took them 9 months to even pursue the case.
So you didn't give me the honest answer?
It's not honest. I'm just tired.
I'm going to read from that transcript.
All the stipulation that those questions were asked and that answer, those answers were given when the instruction was in.
You believe he definitely wouldn't shoot you. You want to say that?
You could put it away.
Okay. Now, in fact, during the altercation by the parking garage, you told Rocky something to the effect of, "Shoot that dumbass fake gun." Did you say something like that?
No.
Okay. Now, on the rect, you were asked this question about that. Would you have said that about the shoot that dumbass fake gun or something to that effect? Would you have said that because you knew he definitely doesn't carry a fake gun?
That's going to assume a background in evidence.
Where's that?
Where's that coming from?
This is the right testimony. I like to read
Word
it.
for word?
I'll read it.
Read it word for word.
Yeah.
One more question. I don't know what the question was, I don't remember.
I'll read it. I'll read the question.
Question and answer. Go ahead.
Sure. Said, do this jury on the 29th of January. Question by Mr. Costello. Did you say to the defendant, put that fake gun away? Answer by you. No. Question, is that something you would say to him? Answer, no. Why would I say, put that fake gun away? Question, does that confuse you? Because you don't know him to actually carry a fake gun? Answer, just confusing me all around. Remember giving that answer? Yes. You guys go, okay.
I don't remember what I said. I was high every day for a whole year, and I was saying anything. I was saying done anything to get out of here. I was saying done anything.
That was prior.
Yeah.
That was prior. That was not when he shot the actual gun.
No. On our guy.
When he first went up here.
Right. You did help shoot it.
No, I didn't say shoot. I said if you brought a gun, shoot it. Like why you bring the gun for?
Shoot it.
I mean, like at that point, it's just like why you got a gun.
And the reason you told to shoot it is because you knew that was not a gun, right?
Absolutely not.
We have to just take your word for that, right?
I mean, we gotta take their word.
No, don't start that. He asks the questions, you answer the questions. Go ahead.
When you first reported this incident to the police, 2 days later, on November 8th, 2021, you said you saw initially Elijah Ulunga, meaning ASAP Stills, armed with a knife. That was your first version, correct?
What? I never said that.
When you say what? You don't understand the question?
I don't understand the question.
You didn't understand the question. When you first reported this incident to the police on November 8th, 2021, you told the police that person you saw with the knife was ill, it's not ill.
No, I never said that.
Never said that.
Never said that.
So if that were in a police report, that would be wrong.
It would be wrong.
Okay.
You got the police report?
I do.
Hold on.
You got the proof?
He asks the questions, you answer the questions. You don't ask him questions. He won't answer you. He asks.
He needs some milk.
We're doing. All right?
Being that you asked, would you like to see the document?
No. You want to show him something? Show it.
Your Honor, it's improper impeachment. It's not a statement of the witness.
Can we? No.
Explain. Your Honor, it's not a statement of the witness.
Oh, wait.
It's not a statement.
It's not his statement?
It's a summary. It's not.
It's not.
Yeah, we do.
Let me see it. Let me see it. No one's going to go across, so just let me see what you're talking about.
You need some milk.
You can ask him about the sum and substance.
Which I did. Okay. Do you remember meeting with Detective Flores? Who was sitting in the back of the courtroom on November 9th?
They got him sitting over there in the back, and then he gonna come up and testify next. He's sitting there watching the trial.
It's only a couple days after the incident. Do you remember meeting with Detective Flores? So I'm asking.
What's the question?
Your Honor, there's a lack of foundation.
Overruled.
I don't remember.
Okay, you don't remember? You don't remember.
He had to check his bottle, make sure he wasn't drinking over there.
Move on. Now, you spoke to the police in November of 2021. That you agree, right? Yes. Okay. And you told them you saw the knife while Rocky was pointing the alleged gun at you and yelling, and you were yelling at Rocky. You found that?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
So if that were a police report, that's wrong also, right?
Your Honor, that's going to call for speculation to be stopped.
All right. There's an objection to a question?
Yes.
Okay, read the question, please. Stop. In my rounds. I'm just, hold on. What?
Stop.
I hate that.
So, question, so if that were in a police report, that's wrong also, right?
Fair question. Rule.
Did you hear that question?
Say it again.
Okay. So if that were in a police report, what's the question? Oh, you want to go back to that one? Yeah. When you spoke to the police in November of 2021, you told them you saw the knife while Rocky was pointing the alleged gun at you and you were yelling at Rocky. False. False. Now the next one is this. If that were in a police report, that would be wrong, right? Correct?
Can you say the question again?
Sure. If that were in a police report,
No, it's
point back.
Yeah.
When you spoke to the police in November of 2021, the year and the month of this incident, you told them you saw the knife while Rocky was pointing the alleged gun at you.
No.
And you were yelling at Rocky.
No.
Not right. Not accurate. Sir?
No, not accurate.
Okay. My next question is this one. Stay with you. If that were in a police report, that would be incorrect.
Yes.
Okay.
I am asking the question to clarify.
I don't remember what the question was.
I'll do it again in a second. All right, just do this first, please.
Yes.
I still can't make out the activity because it's so crazy, but it's...
Yeah, because it's grainy. That was the first time they ever showed it to me. I'm pretty sure everybody who sees it 2 or 3 times, they can make it out. After that, that was the first time I ever seen it.
Okay. So you do recall saying that now?
I mean, that's the first day.
Okay. All right. It's your story that you were actually injured after Rocky fired the first time.
I'm going to object to the word story as already minute.
Your testimony.
Just a
Your testimony.
Just a minute. Since O and P are no longer the video, and P is no longer the transcript. So if you have your next exhibit would be O.
Thank you. Okay. It's your testimony that you were actually injured after Rocky fired the first time.
Correct.
In fact, you testified that you were definitely hit. There's no question. You were hit, right?
I was grazed.
Okay. How?
I guess when he first shot, like my knuckle, I felt like my knuckle get hit.
Wow.
I guess whatever is left from the bullet or the floor, whatever, I don't know. I don't know. I can't say, I just know being shot. My hand was not grabbed alive.
Counsel is
Entire injury from that night, correct?
I don't know if it's from that night. You're not showing me the timestamps.
I'm sorry. You don't know
You're not
that?
hearing me? I'm taking many different pictures. You're not showing me the timestamps when you said from that night.
Who's that picture, sir?
Obviously me, but you said from that night. You're not showing me the time or when.
Okay, all right, let's back up for a second. Did you do that to your knuckles on another night also?
No. No.
Is that the only time that night, November 6, 2021? Is that the only time your knuckles was grazed like that or scraped like that?
Correct.
objection to the word scrape that misstates the evidence in last foundation. The question is also compounding what was asked.
Injured.
That's the only time your knuckles were ever injured. Like
Yeah, after the shooting, yes.
So what do you mean you don't know if it's from that night?
What are you talking about?
Okay, so.
You're not talking clear. You're not like explaining it to
All right,
me.
stop it.
No, I'm not.
Ask another question.
So anyway, Mr. Eckhart, according to
Stop
you,
it.
that's the entirety of the injuries from you being shot on November 6, 2021. Yes or no?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Is it yes?
He didn't eat from his pops. I don't know what I got from my pops. He wasn't around. Yeah, everybody. My man said y'all need to get. If the new thing is A-Town, all of them.
Yes, sir.
I didn't make money, but I figured out how to make money within the music industry. And my artist was making money because their royalties. I couldn't make money, but it wasn't enough for me to even, I don't want that money. I'd rather get a deal.
In 2021, did you make money from other businesses besides the music business?
No.
You never called me any money anywhere? Do you have any other jobs? Do you have any other jobs?
No.
Okay. So it's your testimony, you don't know if you made any money in 2021?
No.
Okay, Mark, you're moving to Maryland. Is the land.
Say again?
Like moving to Maryland, is the land.
Our position is 352 and relevance.
I don't know what area you live in.
I know we're going. Okay, so who's with you, Mark?
Yes. No, that's not wrong.
Does she go by the name of Jim Jones?
I don't know.
What's your website name, Jim Jones?
No, wrong.
Okay. Ms. Liz, did she text you the website of herself?
No.
Did she text you a website of herself entitled JimJones.ch?
No.
Okay.
Get over. Overruled.
Right, Judge.
Just overruled.
Mr. President. Stay with this. This, right? You see that? Yeah. You read it? You see yourself?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you still have to make a copy of our versus election?
Oh, yes, my question.
That was the purpose.
Yeah, that's the purpose. Okay. So, I mean, see that, does that refresh your recollection that Ms. Parker sent you a website named JimJones.com? No, it doesn't. Does not. Okay. I'm Ms. Parker, make a line.
Judge relevance is
Okay. Do you, sir, or let's say 2021, did you along with Ms. Parker make money in prosecution?
The question is compound, it's referring to two people.
So
It's not just that, it is a comment, you can let it go.
sir, did you make money in the business of prostitution in 2021?
No.
And you've never seen that website, JimJones.ch?
Objection asked the answer. So he doesn't remember. Have you seen it? If you move on, you move on. Okay, so please move on to that. There we go.
Who doesn't know it? And you made a down payment towards the luxury park building and the construction company in Miami?
Judge, you made his time there.
Sure. In May of 2023, you made a down payment towards the luxury park building and the new construction company in Miami?
No, you weren't. No, it's
Sorry, 22s,
yeah.
45s, 24s.
No, you weren't. No, it's
Okay, not, the question is limited to firing a 9mm.
Was that firing a 9mm?
That's what he's asking, in October of 21.
No. Like in a shooting range, he might. Like I don't just.
At all?
No.
Hey, Mark,
Look at his face. Got him. Talk about you wasn't in the shoe. Got him, coach.
Let's find out, is that him?
Thanks, sir. Is that you?
Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
I don't know what I'm shooting. That's a fire. That's a range.
Okay. Well, first of all, you're on the post. Mr. Efron, hold on. Mr. Efron, what you just told this jury.
I don't know what I'm doing 365 days out the year.
Hold on. What you just told this jury was that before November 6, 2021, you didn't fire any guns. Because you didn't have your license. Did you come to this jury?
Last I went to a shooting range.
You said.
I just said that. But I'm not.
Okay, stop. All right, he's clarified, accepted a shooting range.
Oh.
Ask the next question.
And what's the date of this?
Oh, what do you have to say? Take a look at the gun to the right.
Okay. That's not my gun. That's actually a shooting range.
That's what?
That's not my gun. That's a shooting range.
Okay. That gun you used to shoot.
That's not my. What gun? To shoot who? What do you mean? At the shooting range? Yeah.
Okay. So.
What gun to shoot who? What are he talking about?
Guess what? I said, yes, guess what?
That gun you used to shoot shooting range. So my question is, that gun to the right is a 9mm automatic, right?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
In the video, did you see shell casings ejecting backwards as you fired? In the video we showed you? Did you see it? It's all messy.
That's what they do when you're in a shooting range. What's wrong with that?
Just want to jump in or you want me to? I asked the question, do you see the shell casings being ejected?
And I said yes. It's a shooting range.
You said yes.
He said that's what they do. What's wrong with that?
It's a shooting range. I don't.
All right, the answer is yes, you saw it.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll go new school. Compliments of Alex.
That's it, John. It's fake, you said?
It's fake.
So that's another fake recording.
That's another fake recording.
So that's not your voice.
I mean,
Are you aware that you've been accused by the defense of having planted those 2 cartridge casings at the scene?
I am.
Was there anything preventing you, if you planted those casings, from bringing the same amount of casings, 3 or 4, that you reported to the police?
Can you say that again, please?
Yeah. Was there anything preventing you? If you actually did plant those cartridge casings, was there anything preventing you from planting 3 or 4 at the scene that night, like you later told the police had been shot at you?
Yeah, if I planned that would have been exactly what I said.
But you didn't plant it, correct?
No, I never planned nothing.
You brought in the 2.
Good morning, James. Speaking of saying, you always said 3 or 4 shots. You talk about Wally's cheating. You remember Wally?
I don't remember. I mean,
you know who Wally is? Sorry?
Let's go, Mr. Tucker. Let's go.
Well, we're gonna go when you ask my question. You know who Wally is?
I do.
Okay. In fact, you told Wally he shot you 5 times, right?
No, I didn't.
You said no, I didn't. And by the way, speaking of Wally, last Thursday was my first day of cross-examination of you, and I asked you about a statement you made to Wally that morning.
When the question is answered, status of the morning.
The morning of the examination, yes, sir. The morning of the examination last Thursday, I asked you questions about Wally. Any statements you may have made to Wally, which you denied. At the lunch break, Mr. Akron, you called Wally, correct?
I called him after everything because, I mean, you guys got y'all whipping up lies over here. None of it, you have no evidence to back that up.
You're not answering this question. He's talking about the lunch break. Ask it again.
And I'm not, and I'm not.
Wait, ask the question again.
Okay, Wally's name was brought up on cross-examination by me, statements you made on the recordings that you say were fake. You called Wally.
That's a compound question, there are 3 questions.
All right, you were inquiring about whether he made a phone call at the lunch, on the lunch break following your, beginning of your cross-examination?
Yes, sir.
You understand the question? All right, did you call Wally during the lunch break?
No.
Did you call after court?
Yes, I did.
Oh. And why did you call Wally?
Because, I mean, you guys is just lying, lies after lies. You can't back it up. You guys, we
can't back it up.
I mean, you can't. You can't.
you have the tape recording? Stay safe.
All right, stop. Ask another question.
I guess we'll see about that, right?
Your Honor,
In the court instructed previously, and this is editorialized, Mr. Glenn is not doing that in his breath.
Right.
That's right.
But I know in the case saying,
Don't editorialize.
and you strike his answers are.
They are not responsible.
They are not responsible. Anyway, so you called him because we were presenting fake evidence to you?
Yes or no?
I don't know, man. Does this happen? I don't know.
Why did you call him?
Because you guys just keep playing fake audio to me, like fake stuff. I never said none of that to him. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't fit in with this case. They're trying to slip it in.
Okay, stop. All right, can you answer the question?
So that's why you called Wow.
I mean, you guys are saying I'm cool with him, I got his number, and he's making up fake lies. That's like, he didn't even answer, so I don't even know what he's talking about. He did not answer. What are you gonna say? He answered and make up another spoof call?
Motion to strike is non-responsive.
He's moved to strike his own witness. That's not okay.
Yeah, the entire answer is not
Your
responsible.
Honor, counsel is editorializing.
He said motion to strike his own witness.
I'm calling the evidence vote to say California, yes, the counsel followed as well, and not editorialize as to why I'm asking things to be straight. It's improper.
You just stop squabbling. Just stop it. I'm not squabbling. No, this is a no squabble zone. Stop it. All right.
Okay. You asked about text.
Nice. I rap. I drink 40s. That shit is just me and my crew.
Some power. We always stacking, always paper chasing.
I don't know any DJ personnel. I don't know Lower East Side.
Hey, this thing is in witness stand. Please state and spell your name for the record.
Wally Sajani, WALLYSAJIMI.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Good afternoon, Mr. Smith. What do you, so what do you do for a living?
I run a technology software agency where we build website software for clients, musicians, creatives, brands, direct-to-consumer brands, yeah.
And have you?
Yes, myself and brother.
That's the first one? That's the second one, good.
Yes, that's the second one, same thing. Yes, same thing. Identifying myself throughout the conversation.
Okay. Play all three? So you've identified all three of those apes that we've identified as?
It is Q, S, and U.
That's Q, S, and U. You've identified all three as recorded conversations that you made from May of 2022 and August of 2022 of you and brother.
Yes.
Okay.
As soon as you spoke to Relly, the first thing you do is call him up and let him know, hey, here's what I got, right?
Correct. It's a situation between them two.
And you were looking to parlay your calling Relly to see if you could help ASAP Rocky and ingratiate yourself with him, correct?
No.
Well, let me ask you something. As you sit here today, would you agree that if ASAP Rocky is convicted, that very likely that's probably not going to be a positive for you and your income with respect to him?
No, I'll be fine.
That's not what I asked you. Listen to my question. If ASAP Rocky is convicted, you would agree that you might not be getting that $20 grand a year that you estimate you're making from him going forward, correct?
Objection.
Grounds?
Thank you, sir. The first question was, it wouldn't be positive. He answered that.
That's not a real objection.
Just stay with it.
It's a different question. The first question was a different question.
It's not a legal objection.
Just hold on.
It's a courtroom.
Just stop.
John, we don't have it's an objection.
Is it right?
He's listening to the witness. The first question that he answered is a different question.
That's not an objection, Ron. It's not
Wait,
an
just
objection.
objection is leading.
That's not a legal California
Both of you
objection.
stop. Both of you be quiet. And the answer.
Just basically, and I heard you, but in Rocky Head's head, he looked like a bitch because Barry had him on speaker. Rocky didn't know who else heard that conversation, but I heard him talk about it. That's exactly what he did, correct?
I believe so.
Well, you believe so, you're aware, you said you taped him, he went and got a lawyer, and he ended up suing the defendant for money, is that right?
I believe so.
Come on. Keep playing.
Niggas shooting at me 4 or 5 times where I almost died, or shoot his head. Now coming with shooting, of course, the severity of the case, he trying to kill me. So that's what he gotta bring. You feel me?
I feel you know when niggas was flying, like, you feel me, no pavement or nothing, like, you feel me? Like,
Bro, he's a grown, he's 33 years old. He got other things working for him. He knew what he did. You know what I'm saying? He had more than enough time. This shit happened 7 months later. He was trying to reach out to me. He still can't reach out to me.
I feel with the legal shit in Portland, bro, you know, so.
That's why I didn't want to go back that way. That's what's about. He pulls out. He tries to test on me. He tries to test on me and then pull out a gun for self-defense. He's a pussy boy. Jimmy and Ills is standing in between while he's trying to shoot me. He didn't give me no seconds for shit happened like that. And I got it all on camera. You don't want that, like, trust me. You should do it. You did it all on camera, champ. So I'm really looking at me because of bars, you know, right now, but in 2 seconds, if I wanted to do an HBO or do anything, his whole career is fucked. Everybody's looking at me like the man.
Okay, that's what you, like, what's your, I guess it was the end game, though, bro.
The end game, I'm sorting this shit out of here. That was my game, and regardless, I ain't gonna give a fuck about no police, nigga. I'm over against a multi-millionaire that's trying to kill me.
So,
That's when you may give them a cost stop and this one. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Yes, sir.
He said his end game from the beginning was trying to sue him. That was the whole plan from the beginning. Once again, shout out to our stream sponsors. Appreciate you. Chloe Albert's Revenge, Berta S, Survivor Speaks, Laugh Always Have Fun, and Cat Knot Williams. Y'all show them some love in the chat. Appreciate y'all, family.
First name is Frank, F-R-A-N-K. Last name is Flores, F-L-O-R-E-S. Thank you.
It's the dude that was in the background listening to the trial. He's just back there watching it. Like, what? Why are you even here, bro?
Occupation and assignment? Yes, I'm a detective with Los Angeles Police Department. I'm assigned to a robbery homicide division. Clear the jurors. This white object on the left lower right corner, would that be the bed? Yes, this is from the headboard view, the headboard looking towards the foot of the bed. On the right is the kind of walk-in closet. On the left is the kind of walk-in master suite bathroom. And then there's a sliding glass door here on the far left leading out to kind of a balcony. Okay. Lastly, I'll go to part D. Do you recognize what you see there? Yes. And what is that? That's the box containing ammunition, magazines for a rifle, and specifically a rifle. Sorry. And in the center here, there's the magazine that was recovered containing live ammunition, specifically 9mm ammunition.
Mr. Efron, additional things, Mr. Efron. Based on your testimony today, you have absolutely no video showing Mr. Efron ever returning to the scene, correct?
Correct.
And you are aware, before Mr. Efron or whoever that person was returned to the scene 52 minutes later, law enforcement had arrived.
Yes.
And certainly before, if Mr. Efron returned to the scene, certainly before Mr. Efron returned to the scene, law enforcement had arrived.
Correct.
And the police arrived at the scene about 18 minutes after the incident.
Yes, roughly.
Okay. So then, 18 minutes after it ended, these 7 officers were canvassing the area.
Yes, they were walking in and about the area of Selma and Vista Lamar.
And you saw them on the video searching the area of the open.
Yes. Adjacent parking lot, yes.
Yeah. Using the flashlights.
Correct.
Using all the ground. You saw them.
Yes.
You know law enforcement did not cover any casings in this case, correct?
Of course, the officer responding did not find or recover any cases.
No officers ever covered any shell casings.
No.
Right?
No. You're asking the radio call, the officer responded initially?
Yes. Or any officer covered any cases from the scene?
Only the officer at the front desk did. Who took the casings?
Yeah, my question was from the scene.
Okay, no, not from the scene.
Within the cartridge, you'll see some grayish material. This is the propellant or gunpowder. And at the very rear of the cartridge is the primer. This is a small metal cup. The cartridge has discharged. The propellant burned and the bullet went down the barrel towards the right side of the image.
Black Butterfly, what up though?
Around that opening. That opening is the actual firing pin aperture. And within the opening, you'll see an orangish, sort of elongated implement. That's the firing pin. On the serial number inside the mouth of the case where the loud exterior was.
So that you know later they're the same ones in the back.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put them back out of the smaller envelope. Here.
He said, fuck them gloves.
Can you say that those guns could not have been the guns that are in these cartridge cases because the class characteristics do not match?
If we don't perform a one-to-one elimination over just digital images, the class characteristics I see there, if I had those in the laboratory, they would constitute a elimination. They're not from the same source.
Please adjust the microphone there, DP, and state and spell your name for the record.
Janelle Phillips, JANELPHILLIPS.
Thank you. So loud, but that's okay. Yes. Sorry. There you go. I thought that's just so sweet.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Phillips. You go by any other names than Janelle Phillips?
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead.
ASAP 12.
So you're 12?
Yes.
Sustain. Motion strike the answer.
What did you see? Well, yes.
Oh, I seen Lou with the prop.
Which one?
The same prop that I seen in New York.
With Velvet?
Yes.
With that sort of replica magazine, etc.
Yes.
Continues to go towards relic.
Objection on it is a compound.
Wait a second. These compounds sustain. All right, I was trying to speed it up, Your Honor. I'll do one at a time then. Okay, back it up. What does Relly do? What does Relly do? Stop. What does Relly do? What does Relly do?
So,
Go back, please. Okay.
I just want to clarify because he wanted right in front.
Where, sir?
Like right about there.
Okay.
19 seconds.
So you can see his arms swinging on hills right there.
Okay. And that's after the shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay, go back. And when you see his arms swinging on hills, that's after both shots, correct?
Yes. Can you play it again just so I can be sure?
Sure.
Can I ask the question from Your Honor?
Yeah, he's still hit it.
Okay. You still hit Nils. Do you see what happens with Relly and Nils right there?
Oh, it looked like they fell.
Okay. And is that well after the second prop gun shot, starter gun shot is fired? Is it after?
Oh, yeah, this is after.
Okay. So let's play it one more time from start to finish. Tell us what you see.
So you see Rocky first, this is when he was trying to leave. So Rocky's leaving from after the hills. So he started walking a little bit, but then Relly hits the hills, then that's when Rocky left the warning shot. So he lets off the second warning shot. I believe when Relly hits the hills again, when he also tried to swing at me. But I guess he didn't hit me, so he hit hills again. So then right here, I push.
Good.
Yeah, I push Rocky away to tell him like, bro, fuck up out of here, let's go. So I'm looking that way just to make sure like Rocky out of here, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't know if anybody gonna come around behind me and try to run towards him. I'm just looking just to make sure he get up out of here. So then I turn around to see like what's good with Ills, you feel me? And then I see, I think Relly hit Ills one more time and then leave.
Okay. Let's see if you can see that on the video. No, stop. Point out where everyone is and you can still see.
All right.
You can point. And you're the easy one, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
And I think that's, bro, it's still a black figure. But I need to play it so I can be sure.
You want it for a second to play.
I believe it's a girl right here.
That's Rel?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Ills would be to the left. Okay, go ahead, play. Tell us what you see.
So I'm leaving. And then, see, that's why I was trying to make sure Rocky get up out of there, because Relly looked like he was going to come back into the direction of Rocky. I just think that.
Okay, and what do you see? What, if anything, do you see Relly doing at that point as you're leaving?
At that point, he goes back into the direction it is.
Okay. Play the game. fear that Mills is doing anything when we come back.
Now, it looked like he fell or something. I think he hit him. I'm not too sure what happened.
Okay. By the way, you asked by Mr. Luna for us. Did you see him pulling out the gun? Remember yesterday? Did you see his gun anywhere in the video? No. Can you see that? No. Okay. You know what Detective Forrest testified? You can't see gun.
Objections in the office.
Yeah, the next day.
And at that time, did you take everything with you?
I took everything except for one magazine. It was a Glock 43 magazine.
Okay. Now, do you own a Glock 43?
I did not.
All right. So why did you have a Glock 43?
So this is the manager that claimed the clip. That helped get him off too, cause he claimed it, so he can't prove it's not his.
So when I purchased my Glock 42, and I was at the gun shop buying accessories for it, more magazines, I had mistakenly grabbed the Glock 43 magazine. When you're in the store, everything is like right next to each other. So it's the Glock section, it's all of them, it's 17, 19, it's all the accessories. They were right next to each other, and I grabbed it mistakenly. I didn't realize until that day that I mistakenly grabbed it.
And I want to show you what's in evidence is Exhibit 40. Give us Exhibit 40. 40B. That's right. Okay, let's look. I just pointed to. What is that?
That's my Glock 43 magazine.
Is this magazine ever used?
No.
Can you tell that from looking at the picture?
Personally, I guess, because I own firearms, I own other magazines. Usually it has wear marks on the side of it from going in and out of the pistol or firearm. So that one has nothing on it. It's clearly brand new. It's just loaded.
Do you see any scratches on that at all?
Can I touch it?
Yeah, please.
No, it was brand new.
Has that been used? That's been called for step 4. Just saying. How's it look to you?
It looks unused and brand new.
Gun. But he's going to tell everyone around him, hey, it's a fake gun, it's a fake gun. How does that make any sense?
All right, fam, we at the closing. We almost up out of here. Appreciate y'all being here. If you ain't did it yet, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, show us some love. Appreciate y'all being here. You can go follow me on X and on Instagram at @fleshofthegods_. Appreciate y'all, family. We getting up out of here. Much love, much love. Who going live next? Y'all let me know.
It makes absolutely no sense because it's not true. The truth is the defendant did not have a fake gun. He had a real gun. How do we know? Well, the first scene where the defendant pulls the real gun on Mr. Efron, what does he do? How does Mr. Efron respond? How does Ills respond? You don't see the very moment that the gun is first pulled on Mr. Efron. It's not captured on the video. They're just off camera. But what do you see when they come back into the frame? Mr. Efron's backing up. Ills is between them. Ills' entire focus is on the defendant, the man with the gun. Where's Ills looking? Is he focused on Mr. Efron, the provocateur, the one who's provoking this fight, who's trying to hurt his friend Rocky? No. He's got his back to Mr. Efron. He's focused completely on the defendant. What's Mr. Efron doing? Again, they want you to believe Mr. Efron looked at the defendant and said, put that fake-ass gun away. He never said that. What's he doing on the video? He's backing up. There's no video of the second that gun is pulled on him from this scene. But there is that video from the second location. So I want to play that for you slowly. You know who the people are involved in this. What's the defendant doing? He's pulling the gun out, and you see Mr. Efron dive behind Ills. That's how Mr. Efron responds when the gun is pulled on him. this is really the moment. So I'm going to slow it down even more. We're going to go to 1/4 speed, okay? You can see the defendant already moving back towards Mr. Efron. Mr. Efron is nowhere near Bills.
Not the token white guy.
He's lunging towards Mr. Efron, and Mr. Efron is diving out of the way.
Late night baking with Mookie up next. The late night hangout spot. You know, if you want to just kick it and vibe and talk about anything you want, well, almost anything.
This is the moment where the defendant is turning around towards Mr. Efron, where he's pulling that gun out, where he's pointing at Mr. Efron, where he said to Mr. Sejoni, go ahead and post news articles on social media. He said he was, I'm suing Rocky. I don't care about the police. I don't care what happens to the criminal case. I'm getting 30 M's. If I disappear, this case will be harder for the prosecutors. All those clips, none of those clips help you answer the question in this case, was it a real gun or a fake gun? And who cares? Who cares if Mr. Efron said in the past he was a millionaire when he wasn't? Who cares if he asked someone to post a news article on social media? Mr. Efron wants to be paid because he was the victim of a real crime by a real gun. And some of the most important evidence that you heard in this case actually came from those recordings. Those recordings are very important because Mr. Efron does not know he's being recorded. He thinks he's talking to his friend. He has no idea that this person is betraying him, recording him, and then immediately turning their conversations over to the defendant. These are his unfiltered, unprepared thoughts. He's not talking to the police. He does not even know he's being recorded. But what he says to Wally in those recordings is exactly what he told you here in court. I want to go through them because these recordings are important. So I'm going to break them down. We're going to play it out.
It's size, I'm at both y'all niggas gonna let my shit happen, boom. Oh, it ain't no picking size. That nigga 100% crazy and wrong. Yeah. 100% wrong. And he got 12-year ills mixed around. You gotta understand, Rocky been on this high horse for a very long time, you feel me? He didn't have to do what he did. He forced my hand, you feel me? I got over 20 missed calls between 10 bills. Why is Rocky going out of his way to do anything like that? You get what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you didn't get a story or whatever it is, but you gotta look at it like this. Why is he going out his way to call me 20 times? I know it was 12 you with him. Text messages saying link up where you at, and all of this is because of I pressed him about Josh, him not doing right by Josh, and he spoke to Josh mom in live. You get what I'm saying? So I wrote him about that. He hits up Bari later about that, but I'm with Bari. Bari got the phone on speaker. You get what I'm saying? This shit didn't fit well with me. So Rocky talks about me within that conversation because he sees I text him about Josh. You feel me? He said ASAP out my name. This is 7 months ago. I said ASAP out my name. You feel me? Yeah. He's a bitch, so he goes ahead and hit Bari because Bari an influencer. A whole week later doing that complex car shit. You feel what I'm saying? Just so happened I'm with Bari while Rocky hits him. Rocky says my name. You get what I'm saying? Real Money, 12-year bills is at his house. I hit Real Money the next morning, tell Real Money, I heard Rocky bitch ass tell him I don't fuck with him, woogie 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 woogie, you feel me? No fighting words, none of that, just basically nigga, I heard you. But then Rocky said he was like a bitch because Bari had him on speaker. Rocky don't know who else heard that conversation, but he know I heard him talk about me and I told Rocky over the years, nigga, if you have a problem with me, let me know, because I'm Rocky me sweet, you feel me? Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, I guess that was enough for him. He felt like a bitch because he knew I heard that conversation. I wasn't supposed to hear that conversation because Rocky I never heard him say first words or even have that type of energy towards me. You know what I'm saying? So now I know the real him. I tell Real Money, tell that nigga fuck him. You feel me? Boom, boom, boom. Shit is related to him. Next thing you know, I get over 20, 30 missed calls between him, Bills, and Rocky. text messages. I'm staying at the Lowe's. I tell him, he calls me. I finally answer because I'm sleeping. Shut the fuck up! Listening voice. I'm like, huh? Where you at? Nigga, I'm at the W. I'm not really at the Lowe's. You feel me? And you know Hollywood Boulevard. They all look the same. He's like, no, you're not, nigga. That's a bum ass hotel. I'm like, huh? He said, show me outside. Okay. All of it look the same. I showed him outside. When he does, be in 5 minutes. I'm like, alright. My girl like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like,
Yo, my bad for them volumes. It seemed like all my volumes got reset. I'm gonna have to go through and cut them all down. They all loud. I don't know what's up with that. Appreciate y'all though.
I don't know. He calls me. He always calls me. I got all these text messages. Bro, you think this is dumb? You and a couple other people heard this story. Rocky out here thinking it's all sweet, but his life is really. And bro,
that's what I wanted to ask you, bro. Like, why not avoid though? You feel me? Why take it to you know the guys? You feel me?
Who me?
You need to think though how the boys use.
Why wouldn't I, bro? He's a multi-millionaire. He blamed at me. I'm no longer on his level. Everybody turned on me. Everybody. Rocky had everybody turned on me that day. What the fuck am I doing? Stand on his block and go shoot him up?
In that couple minutes, he tells the exact same details that he told you when he testified in this case. That's evidence they created. That's their person trying to treat.
When a nigga shoot at you 4 or 5 times, you gotta grab another member to protect yourself. He called me out my living space. Called me, told me stop ducking him. He claimed that it's called premeditated, bro. You feel what I'm saying? He didn't give me a chance. He told me I'm coming to a gun battle. I came to link him to see what the fuck this status was about. He pulls out. He tries to test bomb me. He tries to test bomb me and then pull out a gun for self-defense. He's a pussy boy. Jimmy Ills is standing in between while he's trying to shoot me. He didn't give me no seconds for it. She acting like that. And I got it all on camera. You don't want that. Like, trust me. He's stupid. He did it all on camera, champ.
Again, consistent. I didn't know I was walking into a gun battle. I didn't bring a weapon. What does he do to me though? He tries to chest bump me, and then he shoots at me.
So it's really you just trying to really besides doing somebody like that. You feel me? Now you gotta face the consequences of with that because he wanted to be a gangster and run out his crib like that. That has nothing to do with me. You feel me? I did my part. If you look at it on my head, what else am I supposed to do?
Why not just ask for the bag or, you know?
I tried already, bro. You don't ask for the bag because that's extortion, bro. When you got somebody that's shooting at you, you ever look like I'm smart, bro. You gotta understand I'm not a dumb black nigga, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ask for a bag without a lawyer, bro. It's called extortion. You feel me? You're gonna do everything accordingly. Everything accordingly, or it's gonna catch up with you.
What's Mr. Sajemi trying to do? He's trying to bait Mr. Efron into giving some kind of inconsistent answer. But Mr. Efron's consistent.
The lawyers filed, gave the police the evidence, but you can't sue somebody with circumstances like that without criminal actions because it's such a heinous crime. When you purposely know what you're doing, that's a whole different ballgame. You get what I'm saying? And I'm still feel sympathetic for this man because I know that. I know what he's about to endure. But he told me, fuck off, go to the police. He told me this type of shit.
You're hearing his unvarnished, his unprepared thoughts. He's telling you, even as this happens, he still feels bad for the defendant. Still knows he's about to go through stuff, but the defendant gave him no other option, only to go with police.
I'm not the toughest nigga in the world. I don't know the too many gangster niggas that's gonna come at Rocky. He's a millionaire, bro. That shit can come from anywhere. He decided to fire on me.
And that's why, right? Because it was the defendant's decision.
Like, who gets called after somebody firing on you 5 times, bro? Nobody.
Bro, I could probably talk to them and shit and figure out, you know, like,
I don't even want no message relayed like that because he had more than, bro, I had over years to reach out to me, bro. I'm not the hardest person to reach. You get what I'm saying? He chose to do that. Like, when you see what I just sent you the other day, how he reacted off of me hitting up John to try to figure out what we're gonna do here before I even hit up a lawyer or anything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to hear nothing from nobody, bro, until like, some people is like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I don't want to jeopardize what you got going on and thinking that you spoke to me. Like, don't even put yourself involved in this shit, bro. Trust. Rocky will start looking at you funny. I don't need you to feel like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up!
Even if you do, you feel me? Like,
everybody's career work for him. not do what I'm doing and think about everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta worry about myself and worry about what the fuck happened to me. He wasn't thinking about nobody. Everybody's thinking like that, but then when it comes out, niggas gonna really start hating him because, bro, why would you do that? Why would you put yourself out there to do something like that where it's unforgivable, bro? You get what I'm saying? Like, this ain't something like it was a fight, punch you, I can sue you, you don't go to jail, bro, you fired on me.
Those recordings are important because the defense created them. Because Mr. Sajemi knew he was going to send those immediately to the defendant. And he recorded 2 separate phone calls on 2 separate dates. Said he sent them to the defendant. But Mr. Sajemi, although he tried to catch Mr. Efron saying something inconsistent, catch him in a lie, didn't work. When it comes to asking Wally, well, hey, what did you say? What did the defendant say to you about this? All of a sudden, he can't remember. Didn't record those calls. He's a mediator, right? But he doesn't remember a single thing the defendant said to him about this. Definitely doesn't remember the defendant saying to him, what are you talking about? This is a fake gun.
The DA said you only have to decide if it's proper or not. That's it. That's all you have to decide, personally. Nothing else is in this. That is not true. That's not true. And the judge just told you this just the other day. He said, as a matter of fact, that's not what you just have to decide. It completely ignores the self-defense and defense brothers law that the judge instructed you on. But they see what they want to see. They say what they want to say. They hide from you what they don't want you to see. Which is why they cut off the end of the video on Lisa Del Mar. I'm going to show you what they cut off. They cut off after Rocky's gone. After 12 is already running away, they cut off the part where Willie goes back and gets Hills one more time. Yeah, you only use it for a human shield. They cut that part of the video off. We did. We'll show you. The judge will instruct you. Each of those charges requires the prosecution to prove beyond a reasonable doubt, another term I didn't hear much, in the 2 hours plus summation of this result. Beyond a reasonable doubt that Rocky possessed a real operable semi-automatic firearm and that Rocky did not act in self-defense or defense of another. Beyond a reasonable doubt. And the evidence just isn't there. It's not even close in this case, guys. It's not even close. I'm here to gain respect for the undeniable fact that even now as we sit here, Rakim Mayers is presumed innocent. He's presumed innocent as we sit here now. I'm here to point out the numerous reasonable doubts that lurk in the evidence in this case. Because folks, please remember, some judges will tell you, he did already have his instructions. All you need is one. All you need is one. I submit to you, there are hundreds of reasonable doubts. Hundreds. You just need one. And it gets over. We have this idea of a reasonable doubt. It's not what we do in our daily lives on the street when we're talking to our friends. Or the prosecution then asks for a stipulation. You're going to hear that the shooting range was taken outside of California. And the witness all of a sudden adopted that. Let's look at this.
And where is it? And where is it? There's a tape just focused right. So there's just not a stipulation on that tape. On that tape, this is outside of California.
There was this stipulation, but at the time, I believe all parties in good faith believed that the shooting range was outside of California. No one is at fault. It's what the parties believe at that time.
Well, I didn't believe anything, so I didn't know. I'm not saying it was a fault. I'm just showing how it's played out with the witness. We put on the witness.
Right.
How we adopt
The prosecution asked for a stipulation based on what has happened so far up until this point. They believed in good faith that it was outside California. The fact that it wasn't came as a surprise, I believe, to everybody. But
well, except the witness, which is not all.
everybody at counsel table.
Yeah, not that everyone counts it. I just want to let's play out how we
Did you say everybody pack a bowl?
Same objections, improper argument. I explained to the.
Say everybody pack a bowl. Yeah. Looking like that's about it for tonight. Once again, show some love for the stream sponsors: Chloe Albert's Revenge, Berta S, Survivor Speaks, Laugh Always Have Fun, and Cat Not Williams. Appreciate y'all, family. Appreciate you. Hopefully they don't get me on this video, man. I think I might have played a little bit too much of that ASAP. I didn't hear him talking at first. ASAP Ferg. Hopefully they don't get me for that. Appreciate y'all though. Much love, much love. Until next time, y'all have a great night. Shout out to Allegedly Maybe, Joni Ford. Appreciate you, family. Late Night Baking with Mookie up next. We gonna go over there and hang out for a little bit. Once I do my after stream routine, you know, I gotta shower and eat and all that stuff. Appreciate you, but I'll be over there tapping in with y'all. Shout out to FFS. Appreciate you, family. Cha Diggy in the building. Appreciate you. Black Butterfly, what up, though? Appreciate you, family. Cat Not Williams, much love, much love. Appreciate the raid. Appreciate the sponsorship as well. YP Com Chick, what up, though? Jazzy T, y'all have a good night, family. YP Com Chick, Jazzy T. I'm seeing doubles now. Laugh Always Have Fun. Appreciate you. Chamar Black is Golden. Always appreciate you. And shout out to everybody, man. Much love, much love. Y'all have a great night. I'll catch y'all over there in the late night kick it spot. Talking some mess with Mookie. Chillin'. Let's get it. Until next time, you know what it is, family. Stay fresh. My bad, I'm trying to do two things at once. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and peace out, family. Much love, much love. Free Rocky. Oh, yeah, Rocky free. Lock up Relly. Nah, I don't want to see him in jail, but at least make him pay. Hit him with a fine or something. We out, though, fam. Much love. Y'all go sub up to No One. This me and him on the track right here. Flesh of the Gods.
From the ashes he arose. Never hated friend or foes. Just a sub to art and not giving a fuck. Chasing down my goals. I self-law am master. Supernatural disaster. Metaphysical reaction. I am the flesh. I am the God. No one got the lab on lockdown. Talking hot winters and cold summers. Black Force ones when we slide in the streets. We all stay home at a club jumping. What up, cousin? I see you, fam. Throwing slime coins when I watch the trial. Leos be capping. Chatting action. Come and tap in the most interactive. I am the flesh.
You talking to me? I didn't fire you.
Tap in, gun play skin, it be wrapped in. If you like us, gon' get the lights up. You can sub, you can share, tell them pack in. From the left, right, front to the passenger side. It's right here, the premiere. How you know? Cause them boys broadcast to the live. Wanna talk about it, hit the link right here. Slide coins up, got 100 bands. Mars eyes, watch how the check. And the band made love to a bomber head. 2 bands do a dance like check. I'ma keep going till I'm motherfucking tired. You what? I'm motherfucking tired. Slide brother side, could we rain down game? Like, what you mean? Just watch the rise. Watch the rise. I am the flesh. I am the God. I am the flesh. I am the God. Flesh of the God. I am the flesh.